Welcome everyone to another episode of Elbows Tight Podcast. It's your host Travis and John. John, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. I don't know how I'll be shortly, but right now I'm good to go.
Starting this one off on the wire. Let me tell you, the man we have today came to party, and I am not complaining at all. Let me tell you. So.
Yeah, we're already half the bottle down. So we're doing good.
Real quick, guys, before we go on any further, though, make sure you guys subscribe to the podcast on your favorite podcast and listening platform. Go follow us on Instagram. And make sure you like us on Facebook. Add us on Facebook. So while we're over here getting drunk, Mike's stirring his drink with a steak knife.
I bet that adds a good flavor.
It does.
Man, did he bring some phenomenal steak?
All right, so this is the first time in the podcast where we actually had a feast.
Whoa. What about that time I grilled all those little sliders?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that with Derek and
obviously
Derek
it was forgettable. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, after that steak, it definitely was. I'm not
That's true.
Like Mike brought this,
Sliders don't count.
That's true. Well, they were good.
Yeah, they were delicious. They were, and didn't you have like the?
I made like 24 of them.
You had like the honey skewers too, right? The honey Hawaiian chicken skewers,
jalapeno rolls. Yeah.
Oh my god, they were so good. But Mike came to party today, so
he did.
I forgot I was going to say before that. Oh yeah, so Mike brought this steak. Before we get into the beverage of the day, we're going to talk about the steak of the day because apparently that's a thing now.
Right. So every guest needs to bring
steak and beer. Oh my god, dude. We'd have to have like a Game of Thrones feast before every podcast.
True.
But Mike brought this steak, and not even joking, probably the best steak I've had in a very long time. I can cook some pretty good steaks, but this thing was
better than anything I've ever cooked. But are we giving him the credit or his wife the credit?
You got to give Rachel the credit.
Yeah.
Rachel?
Yeah.
She's the one?
Rachel, that steak was phenomenal.
Oh, my
She's
God.
that smoker.
However you did that, please DM Lordell on Instagram and give every secret that you can without giving away too many because that thing was delicious.
You didn't even need to like cut it. It was that tender.
Yeah, it's like the fat on it. Like I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that feel the same way about fat like we do on steaks. Like I can't eat fat if it's really rubbery. You know what I mean? If it's on a steak, like it's not. It's
that was like butter.
Dude, I was about to say, yeah,
delicious.
There was I couldn't even tell I was biting into it. Besides like the juiciness of it. Oh, it was so good. But on to the next thing. John, what we got for the beverage of the day today?
Well, we have the beverage of the day from our guest here was some Captain Morgan spiced rum, and we're mixing that with a little Canada Dry ginger ale. It's pretty good. I can't lie. I haven't had Captain Morgan since I was about 20.
Yeah.
So it's been a hot minute.
Yeah. That's like 40 years ago. It's crazy.
Hey, sometimes it feels like it.
There's been those days,
yeah. The guy that just turned 30 giving us a hard time.
Yeah, right. I think Mike, you're the second oldest person we've had on the podcast.
Who's the first?
Billy.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, Billy's got me by 2 years.
Yeah, you just turned 50, right?
Just turned 50.
Yeah. So, so if you guys have never drank Captain Morgan before, John, why don't you go ahead and give a brief description of what this tastes like?
That's kind of hard for me to do.
Oh, and the beer that we have too. Don't forget
I mean,
the beer.
I don't know if it's sweet because I mixed it with the ginger ale or not, but it tastes fine. It's not burning or anything. It tastes good.
Yeah, it's really smooth actually.
I mean, I foresee it going away rather rapidly.
Yeah, considering we're all the way down a quarter way from the neck already. So
yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to our servers too, who are running ice down here to us.
Yes,
That's
Katie
nice.
Lordell, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. And we also got some 10-barrel brewing. I've never had it before, but I went to Wine and More and picked up a variety pack. We got a cranberry one. I think that's what you have, Mike. How'd that taste?
No, it's great. I'm not a beer drinker, and that was a really good beer.
Yeah, it's good. I got something called Smack the Lip.
Oh, I never drink beer.
What?
No, I don't.
Sorry, John. Go
the
ahead.
last time I had a beer was at Cody's Christmas workout thing with Andy and Bill.
Huh.
That was the last time I had a beer, and that was over a year ago.
So what do you normally drink then? Whiskey?
I usually don't.
Oh. Well, thank you for...
Well, this should be a real interesting podcast because when he brought over his bag and I unloaded it, I mean, it looks like he drinks frequently. I was like, "Ooh, rum mixers?
Like, holy
be
crap,
a party."
man. Yeah, right?
No, it tends to slow me down. So
Slow you down, like in what sense?
Like the next day, or
Just
yeah.
can't recover like you used to?
No, hell no.
me neither?
Oh, no. Right when I turned 30, that slowed down.
Oh,
and then when I
great,
turned
thanks.
40, there's another door that's going to close for you.
Great.
Well, Costco sells these things that help. You just need to drink that liquid IV before you go to sleep. You mix one
I've heard about
packet.
that.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I don't have any, but you know.
I mean, Mike's getting to that age now where he just needs it all the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sometimes.
it's
At work,
pretty good.
At work, all right. What's that liquid IV? I do.
Sometimes, man. Mornings are getting rough.
How many crackles and pops happen when you jump out
Oh,
of
it
bed in
doesn't
the morning?
stop, man. It doesn't stop. It starts when it starts in the middle of the night. You know,
Oh,
it starts at 2 a.m. 2 a.m. You're laying there. You wake up and you start thinking about work,
Uh-huh.
and then you start thinking about jujitsu,
Ooh.
and then you notice eventually you're gonna have to pee.
I'm with you completely. But what I've noticed is the challenge now is actually it starts with just getting in the bed, and I'm like, oh my god.
Oh, there's a whole menagerie.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah.
list you got to go down before you even get to bed.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
I was
that's
like,
too funny.
interesting.
Then you got the daughter and you got the boy and you take care of all of them. You got to make sure them because if,
Yeah.
if you don't make sure one of those things, if you just tell them just go to bed, you're in trouble with the wife. And then she comes into bed and there's a whole drama there.
Oh yeah.
There's a whole list you got to go through in order to check. And so she crawls into bed a lot easier.
I agree.
All right, well, Mike, let's go ahead.
This is just things you got to look forward to.
I mean, I've been married for a long time already, so
Yeah,
it's
he
been
said-
like 7
What,
months.
like a hot minute?
Yeah, literally like a hot minute, like September 22nd. So
Yeah. So that's nothing.
I mean, it feels like a lifetime.
Me and Rachel got 16 years.
16 years.
Yeah.
Holy crap! How about before we keep going on into
Should
your
we
backstory-
introduce- should we
Yeah,
introduce
go ahead,
Mike?
John. Go ahead, and introduce him.
So what we have here is Mike Stapleton. He started jiu-jitsu with us. We all started together right when the gym opened.
One of the fabulous 5 or 6.
Yeah,
whatever it's called.
fabulous. Yeah, I think there's still I think about 6 of us that
Yeah.
started that are still gone. You know, at least the original crew.
Yep.
Mike's got some big stuff coming up. He's got his first tournament at Revolution next weekend. He's been braver than me. I pulled out of it with all this coronavirus stuff going around. But hey, Mike said he's still going.
My theory is you've already had it.
I think I might
Yeah,
have.
same. I think
mean,
so too.
I don't-
From what I heard the other day in the gym, it's been in this area since September.
Yeah, probably.
You know, which would go along with what we went through in December.
Yeah, the whole gym. Getting
We
that-
took a hell of a hit,
yeah.
the whole gym.
the whole gym. So I think it's moved through. You know, I think our health generally is a lot beefier than other countries per se.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I think we just moved right through it.
yeah, I think so too. But you know, the geriatric community, you guys gotta watch out.
Oh, here we go. He's
Got
calling us.
you got to die something.
We have a mat right next to the table for them to
Yeah,
use. I'm
right.
sore as hell.
Yeah, Mike. I don't, if you want, I'll just tap right away. Just go ahead. But hey, yeah, let's go ahead and Mike, introduce yourself a little bit. Tell
I'm
us-
Mike Stapleton, and that's about what else. do I
Oh
need
my
to-
gosh.
Born and raised in the
Born and
Pacific
raised in
Northwest,
Pacific
avid
raised. I'm
hunter,
local, yeah.
fisherman. Go ahead. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just tell us about yourself.
Born and raised in this local area. I was born in Bremerton Hospital at PSNS.
Oh wow.
My father was in Georgia. He was in the Army, and I was born here and born and raised, and just down the street. Went to Seebeck Elementary for all my years now. Elementary school, went to CK, and then we moved into Bremerton, and I finished high school at Olympic High.
Olympic High.
Olympic High. Yeah.
Nice.
So
Have you ever left the area?
yeah, I've left that for generally work. Generally, I'm the guy that when they got something squirrely going on, they send me. I've got a different way of thinking, and I think I excel at the weird stuff.
Yeah.
You know, so every time we got something going on, my partner now partner, used to send me at a moment's notice to Fallon, Nevada for your runway
yeah.
lighting.
I know where that
yeah,
is.
Yeah, I did a lot of runway lighting down there. He once sent me to Montana for a fire alarm system,
Oh, nice.
Oregon for security systems.
So, for people that don't know what you do for a living, what is it that you do? You own your own business, right?
I'm one of the owners for Safari Electric.
Yeah.
And we do electrical business anywhere from your line work, your distribution, on down to telecom.
so you're like a Thor.
Yeah. Yeah, I control lightning.
That's
When
why
you grab that shotgun
I'm
and
real
pull
slow.
that fuse, you
For
get
a minute
about
there,
a
I'm like, I don't get it. Thor. I haven't seen him at the gym.
3
in
to
like
5
a month.
inch arc. Yeah, there's a 3 to 5 inch arc that just makes you feel like a god. You just want to play with it a little bit.
I was like, I haven't seen him in months. What do
You
you
want to ignore their feeling that it could kill you at any second.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, that's worth it.
What's the highest voltage you work with?
right around? Right now, it's just 1.5 kVA, so 1.5 thousand volts.
Sounds like a lot.
Is that like deadly?
Oh yeah, that'll kill you, your buddy, and everybody in line with you.
So, Mike, you should tell him. You kind of are the one that kicked off our school.
You're a part of it, right?
Go ahead and tell him
I
that.
harassed Cody for a good 2 years before it happened. A good friend of mine that's worked with me ever since I started. We spontaneously get in wrestling matches.
Nice.
On job sites, on everything, with tool belts, with everything on. And I sent him pictures of Tony just cracking the whip on me and pinning me to the ground. He's a big kid, and he tend to throw me around a little bit. Ever since we were young, we were about 13 when I first met Tony.
So you're like, I need some skill. Like, I'm done with this.
Tony's. I challenged him there for a number of years, but I think I could old man him to death now.
Oh, there you go.
But I sent pictures of the wrestling matches to Cody, and I was like, "Please help."
Oh my gosh!
and just every now and then, every couple of months, I just go jiu-jitsu. Send it away to him, and yeah, it just
Finally convinced him.
finally,
Yeah. I remember when we were in the racquetball courts. We would go up. The one time we went upstairs to their mats, and we all started wrestling around, and then Cody was just crushing us, obviously, back then, because none of us had any experience.
He still crushes us now.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, it was even worse. Like, he wasn't even trying, and I was like, oh my God, this is terrible. Like, I need to get into jiu-jitsu. And then
I'm
after
a grown
that,
man.
yeah, right. I'm a grown man. He's over here kicking my butt like I'm a little kid. But after that, I was like, Cody, man, we need to get some, like, a jiu-jitsu mat.
Well, he's that guy. He's a trainer, no matter what it is. Yep. He can teach you how to do it. And I knew it would come natural for him. I knew it was just going to be a good thing.
Yeah.
So I just kept working on him.
And then he caved, like a what is it? A stone in the ocean?
Oh God, I'm not putting that on this mic. You can forget that.
So, do you have any grappling experience did you grow up doing sports? I know you're a skater.
In the late 90s, I did some Taekwondo.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I hold a yellow belt in Taekwondo.
Yellow
belt is just this side of a white belt.
Yeah, so it's a blue belt.
Right there. No, not even close. Not even close. It took me, I'm guessing 6 months to earn.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you get the basics down. You break a couple boards, and they give you a yellow belt.
Bro, what was it like breaking a board for the
It
first
was
time?
so simple. I can do it over my head.
You're like, those boards are pretty thin.
Well, yeah, they break with the grain, so it's just crunch.
What if
You
he
hit anything with a little pop, and it'll pop it.
What if he were to, like, hold it the wrong direction?
Oh, it's gonna be a headache.
You're like, is it with the grain? Is this with the grain?
You just gotta turn it at the last second.
So how long did you do Taekwondo for?
Oh, just like 6-8 months.
Yeah.
It wasn't long. The school that I went to has long been since gone. And I run into his daughter every now and then at PSN. She works out at Bangor.
Oh, yeah.
Last time I saw her, she was a building down there by Delta Pier.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, she had her black belt, and I don't know. That was like 80, 84, 85. No, I'm sorry, 94, 95.
I was like, wow,
good
we just
Lord.
there's a huge time difference.
I had
right
a
there.
I'm still over here working the math.
Like the late 90s, and then I said 84, 85. I'm like, God, what? So she was a black belt for that long before
I
you got into it?
also did it in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I got kicked out.
Did you?
Why'd you get kicked out?
Beating up my sister. She was in it with me. And you
Oh,
know,
my
you remember
gosh.
how you used to like spar or whatever?
Oh yeah, you did.
You'd have to
all
wear
the
the
time,
tracer pads and like all that headgear. Well, for me, it was like, wait, you're saying I can beat up my sister? And I'd go crazy.
Yeah. There was a lot of broken doors in their household.
Yeah.
Which is one reason why I really like jiu-jitsu, because it doesn't. Your natural instinct is when you teach a kid something, they're going to do it. So
Yeah.
if you teach them how to punch, they're going to punch, and at
Right.
school that's not acceptable.
Right.
So this way it's jiu-jitsu and it's rolling. So they don't. It's not. It doesn't really apply.
Right.
So it's out of context a bit.
Yeah. And not only that, but jiu-jitsu teaches you to stay calm.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we all know what happens especially when you're brand new to jiu-jitsu, when you freak out, you just get yourself in a worse spot. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's not beneficial to, to defending yourself smartly.
Right.
So you have a son that's in it, right?
Yeah. Cooper,
how old is Cooper?
Cooper is 12 now.
12?
Yeah, he just turned 12 here in
Get a little
December.
bit closer.
He just turned 12 in December. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. When's his birthday in December?
Let me check
Oh,
my
man.
tattoo there on hand.
Called him out like
16th. Yeah.
16th? Mine's the 13th.
There you go.
There you go.
You guys are close to the same age, too.
Why you gotta do that, bro? Why you gotta do it? Because you guys are old. You gotta make fun of me because I'm young.
No, I mean, I'm just saying.
Hey, you're full. Look at my hair flip.
Dude, we got you by 20 years.
Literally.
I got you by 20 years.
Literally 20 years.
It's hard for me to find excuses, too, because you're even older than I am.
I know.
And Mike shows up. I think I was thinking.
I don't show up. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
What I was gonna say is I think Mike is the person that has sustained the most injuries from jiu-jitsu. His knee, his eye. What are? Let's hear the accolades of the injuries that you.
I don't even keep track.
That many so far.
I don't even keep track. You look at it on short term and it's not that bad.
Yeah.
You look at it on long term and you maybe you don't want to look at that.
Yeah. You came into class once. Oh, you had to stop coming for what was it, like 2 weeks when you had that bruise?
That was because it was a weird bruise. It broke the bursa sac. I mean, you called it, John.
I was right.
You were
bursa
you were
sac.
100% right.
Yep.
Yeah, it broke the bursa sac on the knee, and so it made the knee swell up, and it went right on down the calf, and I was bruised from about 6 inches above the knee all the way down the calf.
Holy crap!
So it was largely inflamed, but the very next day I was doing box jumps as CrossFit.
Oh, okay.
So it was weird because it looked terrible, but it didn't feel bad.
It did look terrible. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I was like,
no, I did.
What
It
is
was
wrong with
Peyton Manning had the same injury. I don't know if
disgusting.
that's why I knew so much about the bursa sac.
I don't even know who that is.
He used to be a
Peyton
quarterback.
Manning? Are you kidding?
No, Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does great commercials.
He had to get a surgery for that. His ruptured in a game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's why I was like, that's how I knew what it was.
what is it?
It's just a sac that holds fluid right under the knee.
You've got one on. I think it's on
you got
both
them in
knees and your elbow.
Yeah, in your elbows. Yeah.
Oh.
Remember when my elbow was like swelling up and leaking everywhere?
Yeah.
That was a bursa sac infection.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never heard of that before.
Yeah.
You'll probably hear about it when you turn 40.
Yeah, right. When I start bursting,
You got a
the
couple
sack.
years. Just hope it's the right sack. Okay.
Well, the other one's safe in Lauderdale's purse. You ain't got nothing to worry
That's
about
right.
there.
That's right.
It's not going to get hurt.
I'm like, yo,
Lauderdale's
can I
purse.
get that back for the weekend?
I had to do a podcast. Can I wear those?
Yeah, right. Can I get them out the jar real quick? That buried life. So how does being 50 and rolling jiu-jitsu go together?
50's been hard. It's
Really?
been a hard year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hasn't been a good year. But up until now, it was no problem at all.
Really?
You don't really feel it. You just roll through it,
Yeah.
And this year, no, it's been hard. We've had a couple deaths close, and it's been close.
Yeah.
So the sooner we get moving this summer, the better.
Do you feel like jiu-jitsu kind of is an escape from the real world for a
No.
little bit? No?
Not at all.
Do you think it brings you back down?
Not at all. I believe it allows you just to work it out.
Yeah.
You get in there and you just get your ass kicked.
Yeah. Right? Nothing's more humbling than getting your butt kicked and bringing you back to who you are,
The
right?
best way to do it is just to go at it looking, go right at it. It's just like CrossFit. I never looked at the workouts. I always just went right at them.
Yeah.
Just don't even let it slow you down.
Yeah, you did CrossFit before you did jiu-jitsu, right? Like it was
yeah.
You were an avid CrossFitter,
I had
kind of like me
5
and
years
John,
in.
too.
5 years in before we did jiu-jitsu. So.
Yeah.
Are you still doing both?
I like Fridays because I like working out with Marissa and the morning crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That morning crew they're a special group of people. They've got so much heart, and as long as they show up, I'll try to make it in.
Yeah.
good.
Last summer I started waning off quite a bit. 8 hours sleep feels really good.
I wish I knew what it felt like.
Yeah, right? I
Be
get
great.
6
Well, when you get
if
50,
I'm lucky.
you got something to look forward to.
Yeah,
There you go.
that's nice.
That's
Right.
what, 8 more years?
Hey, well, you know what? I'm actually changing my work shift here soon.
Yeah,
and
that's
I'm gonna
right.
have every other Friday off. So I'm
Getting
looking
up at
forward to that.
3:30 in the morning is no joke.
Yeah.
There's a huge difference between 3:30 and 4:12.
Huge.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
I wake up at 3:15 every morning. In the mornings,
We're
I
on the
decide
we're on the road by 4.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, definitely.
I try not
I leave
to-
my house. I leave
yeah.
my house at 4:00 to get to John's house.
I try not to be. My father-in-law, I think he's on the road at 2:30 in the morning. But
You might as well not even go to sleep.
he's out at like 7.
Wow.
Yeah, I worked till noon today, and I left the house about 3 something to get to work. And I
Yeah,
was
when because I do an hour of OT every day, so we do 5 to 2:30 we do 9-hour days. But on the days that I don't want to do the hour OT, I kind of want to sleep in. Leaving my house at 4. No, at 5 o'clock feels immensely
just
different
the
than
1
leaving
hour.
at
Yeah.
leaving at 4 o'clock. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, oh God, maybe I should just keep doing this and just work my OT on the weekends. But I don't know. I like waking up early in the morning. I like having as much day as possible to accomplish as much as possible.
yeah,
what
but
I
you
mean?
know that with jiu-jitsu, right? So to me, it feels like a longer day, right?
Oh, yeah.
We get up that early,
Yeah,
and then
you
I have
do.
to be at the gym by 4 for
Well,
Drew.
we got when you get off, and then you got a couple hours to burn.
Well, I spend almost 4 hours at the gym,
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 days a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't even
That's
get
a long
home till
time.
8.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ugh, like
But it makes going to sleep a whole lot easier though when you're
immediate.
yeah. There's like
It's like
nights-
shower good night.
There's like days that I get home after jiu-jitsu and I'm like I know I need to eat, but
There's
I
a-
know I need to sleep.
Well, you know, Mike, I had a funny conversation with George. I think it was at the tournament on the sidelines, you know, and George, I believe, is 36, maybe 37. But we were just talking, and he was like, "Man, this is really taking a toll on the body. I don't know how long." And he even said the professor would continue to roll.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, well, professor's I think 44, if I remember correctly. So you're older than professor, right? But
Yes.
he's really close to my age. And I was thinking, well, man, what does that say about us, right? We like started this late,
right.
like, and we're still rolling with like all these young cats, like
Yeah.
nonstop in class.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, if it's taking a toll on them and they got like experience, so they can kind of mitigate a lot more than we can.
Yeah.
Like, whew, I don't know how it's going to work.
But you got to
for
think
us.
too. They've also been doing it a lot
Right.
longer too. You know what I mean? So that also plays a factor into it, like longer time of the body taking damage.
Yeah.
in a sense. You know what I mean? So
But I'm just like, man, because I feel like what I'm hoping is the more we learn, the more we can offset, injuries,
The
and
age
just
difference.
what we can
Yeah.
do. Yeah, that's the hope.
That's the hope.
That's the hope.
you plan on doing jiu-jitsu until you can't no more?
You just to me, you just take it one day at a time, man.
Yeah.
1 week at a time. I'm planning to do it next week.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
nothing
Until you
wrong
get
with
that
that.
blue belt, then you're gonna be like John. I reached the pinnacle. I'm good, man. I don't need to go to class anymore.
The blue belt, it's
Right
just
around the
something to
corner.
hold your thing shut. It's not like I'm going to do anything different the day after I get.
Trust
my
me,
blue
I know, man. You're beating my butt lately, man.
belt. Oh, come on, man.
No, John and I talk
Come
about
on.
this.
Yeah, you're
John and I
getting-
talk
yeah.
about
Not even,
this.
not even close.
That's
Bro,
not true.
Get out of here, man.
Yep.
John and I talk about
Top
this.
game so much stronger. Like,
We talk about like John, because like I said, we ride to work every morning, so we'll talk about class the morning after.
Sure.
And John and I both say every day we're like the same thing, like, yo, why are they turning it up on us? like I thought it was gonna be a friendly roll, and then all of a sudden Mike's like, I'm like, oh, okay. I thought we slap hands, like it's gonna be like a nice, smooth, like good roll, like, and then all of a sudden, like Mike, I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. You've been like a killer lately.
Him and
Like,
Pete have
you,
turned it
Pete,
up.
Yeah, you even Will too.
Yeah,
You guys
Will
have
turned
been,
it up
like-
good on me like 3 weeks ago. I thought we was just rolling. He was like, we like tapped hands. He attacked
Nope.
me like I stole his lunch money. I was
Yeah.
like, whoa, what is going on
Yeah.
here?
That man climbed me like a tree.
Oh, at the tournament?
Freaked me out. Totally panicked me. I had a game plan. I had a thing that I was going to do.
Then they
I
grab
was
you,
gonna
you're like,
dance. He grabbed.
Are you talking about
grabbed me
tournament?
Yeah. and
I
he-
felt bad because I was coaching him.
He went right up my arm. He went right up my arm and climbed me like a tree, and it didn't last long because everything went right. I mean, I reacted like there was a spider on me.
That
Having
being
Will
said,
on
I
you
coached
is like
Mike
a
in
spider.
his match on the next one, and he won that one. I was
Yeah,
like, all right,
right.
I'm redeemed.
That was hilarious because Derek kept going. There's no such
There's
thing
no
as
such
a
a one-arm choke. And I was like, what?
I was like, I wanted to stop and like, are you really serious? I mean, I
One-arm
wanted to have
choking?
a conversation with him.
Well, they were messing with him. There's like, there's no such thing as a one-arm choke. Don't worry about it. I was like, shit, Cody one-arm choked me many a
Bro,
time.
what do you
I
think
had-
a bread a bread cutter is, or a paper cutter, or whatever it's
I
called?
had Jordan. I had him under my forearm, and I was kind of pressing in. He had me in his guard, and I had him up against the thing, and I had Derek over there going, "There's no such thing as a one-arm choke," and I just wanted to stop and like, yes, there is.
There literally is.
I wanted to stop and address it. You know, it totally took me out of the moment.
While Jordan's sitting there like,
That's all I could remember. Even through the whole match, all I could remember is some guy sitting there going, "There's no such thing as a one-arm choke. There's no such thing as a one-arm choke."
So
That's so
what'd you
funny.
think about that compared to our normal classes?
It freaked me out.
Yeah.
It freaked me out. And if I signed up for the Rev before the in-house tournament, and more than likely, if I would have done it the other way around, I would not have signed up for the Rev.
Ooh.
Really?
Just because it's stressful.
It,
You know, at the moment, it was really stressful. And like you guys, on one of the last podcasts I listened from you guys had a guy in here that was a black belt. You were talking about a guy that had a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Oh, you're talking
No,
about
judo.
judo.
Can.
Yeah, Rob.
Yeah,
Can.
and then he went into a white belt tournament.
Yeah, no, I don't think they
no,
let
he
him.
went in. So he started jiu-jitsu in a gi. He's done MMA forever.
Yeah.
Sure.
So he just went and joined a gi jiu-jitsu club, and they put him in a white belt. And
This
he was-
is a guy I don't want to run into.
and he's a black belt, right? So he's
Yeah.
like, "Are you sure you want? Should I start in a white belt? You know, whatever you want, I'll do."
Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they
he
were
was,
like,
very
"Yeah."
respectful
I
about
get
it.
his dilemma.
So like, yeah, just starting a white belt. Well, then people were realizing, oh,
I don't care about his dilemma, but I see his dilemma.
Yeah.
This is a guy I don't want to run into.
So he goes at his first tournament and he gets gold. You know, he goes through 8 matches.
Why wouldn't he?
Yeah, they're like, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, judo is pretty. Well, there's a lot of differences, but you know they do arm bars in judo.
Sure.
And, you know there
They're the
is
king of the
grapple-
throws.
Yeah,
man.
there's
But he's been doing jiu-jitsu, just
yeah,
no gi.
just no gi,
Right.
MMA style. You know what I mean? So, but the crazy thing is, I think he's my age. He's like 32, 33.
Yeah, I think so.
Right? Same size as me. And so he's like, "Oh, I'm signed up for Evolution." I was going to sign up. Thank God, Lord, they'll back me out. But I signed up, and I was like, "Oh, Rob Can signed up. Go ahead and just exit this page."
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's always that chance that guy's out there.
So, Mike, just
yeah,
to warn
100%.
you, so when you go to Revolution, it's going to be like the in-house, but about times 10 because that guy's not going to know you. And when they say go, it's going to be on.
But it's also good and bad, right? Because the guy doesn't know what
you know. Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you could pull some stuff out that you can't do in class anymore, and it might work on him
That's
because
true.
he doesn't know that what's working or what you have.
Yep.
Yeah. As long as, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen.
Would you sign up for executive?
Yeah.
I can tell you what my goal was just not to tap in 15 seconds. I set a small goal.
That was a great goal.
And I was like, I'm not going to tap in 15 seconds.
No.
Also, what I think
I can hold my breath for 15 seconds.
yeah,
I was like,
barely. Also, what you have, I think, is going to be a huge advantage. Is don't take this the wrong way, Mike, but you definitely are not a white belt. You know what I mean?
True.
In my eyes.
Oh, no. I've been at this, at least 2 years now.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So what, coming up,
May will be 2.
yeah. So 2 more months. We've been doing this. 2 months.
Really?
In
Yep.
2 months, we'll be doing it for
Yep.
2 years.
Yep.
Wow.
May 5th, I think, is when they
And I think that helped me out tremendously when I went.
Because been doing it a little bit.
I think
I got 4 stripes on my belt. I expect that there's going to be 4 stripes on those guys' belts. I know there's 4 of the guys in there. I thought you faced one of them because one of them looked like he had had experience from.
Well, the first guy, like in the first match, I had to go back and look at it, and I was like, oh, I don't think he had any stripes.
Yeah.
The second guy I tapped to, he had 4.
Mm-hmm.
He had also been saying he's been doing it off and on for like 8 years.
There's those guys.
The third guy had 4, and he was good.
Yeah.
He was strong as shit. Like there's no problem. But what I thought was interesting was you'll really see how much you've learned because
Yeah.
it's so fast. You don't have time to think about it, so your body's like literally going over what you know. Like it's not hesitating, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
I hope so.
I mean, every time that the school has been in a competition,
We do really well.
we do pretty good for a small school. Like, you got to think, like, we are a small school.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're
You know what I
very
mean?
beginner.
We're a very small school. We
Yeah.
had 10 people in our class on Thursday.
Yeah.
10, maybe 12, because a couple of people showed up late. But you know what I mean. And for us to almost everyone to podium.
That's what I was gonna say. Almost everyone's got a medal.
Yeah.
That's huge because
Chris,
we're going
it
up
is.
against people that have they have tons of students.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Gracie Baja is huge.
Yeah.
Huge. They have like 150 students, something like that.
Yep.
In the competition.
That's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Right.
You're gonna see them like all over. You're gonna be like,
But
Jesus.
it's the same thing as like being in a smaller CrossFit gym and a larger CrossFit gym. The smaller the gym, the more attention each individual student gets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So because there is 134, there's a wider gap of skill difference as to where ours, like, because we do have 10, 12. I think the most we've had is like 20 people in one class at a time,
Yeah.
right? And we usually have 2, 3 instructors.
Yeah.
Like, that's a way bigger difference than having 40, 50 people in one class with 1 or 2, 3 instructors. You know what I mean? So, like back in the day when we used to compete at CrossFit as CrossFit 7 Cities, our gym would usually podium, if not win. You know what I mean? Like, because we were just a smaller gym, had higher caliber athletes because our coaches were able to coach people better. You know what I mean? Like, there wasn't like 15, like now, if we were to have people compete in CrossFit, like, our gym is like almost 300 people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, each class is usually like 20, 30, maybe even
It
40
fills out the
people.
joint, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's harder to be able to individually coach someone.
Get that one-on-one.
Exactly. When you have so many people. And the same thing with jiu-jitsu. Like, if we have 30, 40 people in a jiu-jitsu class, it's harder to individually touch each kid or each adult or kid, whatever, and help them because you're going to run out of time.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's just so you like, what do you do? Like, pick half the class. Like,
Right.
this
Right.
half class is today. This half the class going to be tomorrow. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see how you do, man.
I know I might wear my mask and go watch you.
Mask?
Yeah, I got a couple of them upstairs.
Like Halloween mask?
No, the 25s.
Oh my gosh. The M25s? the
M25s. That's got to be like a gas mask thing. Right?
Hey man, those things are worth money right now.
they're like seriously gold.
You've already had it.
I probably did, but I would have bring it home to my kids.
No, Drew had it. She was out that one day, right?
Maybe.
I don't know.
So Mike, what do you think about I'm pretty sure you guys are like coming up on your blue belt testing.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't
Maybe,
know.
I
But
don't
what
know.
I've heard is, I mean, not that I've heard anything, but it's probably going to, like, if they did it in the next month or so, you
would
got
be
any
one of them.
concerns?
No.
None?
No.
Did you watch the last one?
I watched you guys get brutalized, yeah. And I took place and I mean, I took a spot in every one.
Did we roll?
Oh, we did.
Okay,
I don't really remember.
Oh, yeah.
We rolled too, didn't we?
We rolled.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I think you might have even gave me some encouragement. I can't remember because I was dying.
The only person I remember is
It's got to be the closest thing to death. You guys look terrible.
Well, it's great you got to watch it though, because we didn't know what it was
didn't know
going to
what
be
it-
like.
But what makes it
we
worse?
never knew.
But what makes it worse for you though is because we were the first people to do it, right? So they didn't work out all the kinks.
Well, you remember when Ivan came down, right? It was more
Oh,
like
yeah,
there
it
was
was
like a
different.
2-minute,
Hey,
like
yeah.
show me a couple things.
Yeah, sweep him or submit
Yeah, it
him
wasn't
from-
like that crap we just went through.
Right. And then let's beat him with belts.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm glad they didn't do that.
Yeah. But when professors like, we're not going to do the gauntlet, I'll say thank you.
I almost think that was better.
No.
Dude, that happened. That took how long?
Seconds.
Just seconds for those two to
Yeah.
walk through the line. And they walk through the line. If you watch it online, they're running through the line.
Yeah, but I feel like we got to beat down enough during the.
Oh,
the
you guys,
test.
that took what, 35 minutes?
It felt like years.
Well, it could have been seconds.
That's true.
I definitely think we went for 45 minutes or so.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
I just remember, honestly, the hardest person for me that entire night was Derek's sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
she
yeah.
was, I could not, like she was the hardest person I had all night. And then I can't remember his name. I haven't seen him in a while. What's Derek's buddy's name? Levi.
Levi.
Yep.
I think he was like shouting like what I should do, and I was like, you could shout it on the rooftops.
So the cows come home. Like,
Yeah. I don't have the energy to do it.
You guys did not look good.
Bro, I like look at the pictures of when it happened.
I don't even remember Travis in there. I was in my own personal hell.
I forgot Logan got his purple belt that night with us because I was
Logan,
so...
he looked like he barely broke a sweat.
Really? Bro, John and I get up and we're dying, and I look over and Derek's barely sweating, and he's like smiling
at the camera.
I'm like, who did you get? Let me get them next time, bro.
Bro, Mike, that whole time I was thinking, I'm goddamn 41 years old. Can I get a break? I'm not 20 years old. Can I get some water?
Yo, and then it was getting to the point, right, where we had too much time in between each person. So Professor was literally standing there and said, "Get ready to jump on him. Get ready to jump on him." And the one person
it
would
quickened
get off.
up. Yeah, the pace quickened.
I was like, this is no fun. But it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
It was
the
hard.
pace quickened.
It was hard, right? But
It was
Absolutely.
tough.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. It made me feel like I was not ready for my blue belt, though. I'll tell you that.
Absolutely.
You know, it was like one of those moments where I was like,
But do you ever feel like that?
No.
Like I don't
No.
I don't feel like I'm worthy of it now.
There's some days where you'll hit some stuff and you're like, "Oh, that was kind of cool. Where did that come from?" Or you'll defend a little bit smarter or something like that. But at the end of the day,
yeah,
you do the same stuff we do.
when you hit a golf ball perfectly and it
You're like,
sails
"Oh,
300
I'm a
yards,
professional."
you know, it's like ting, and it's like a tuning fork.
You're like, sign me to PGA. It's all right.
Yeah, it's perfect, you know. But
I've never golfed in my
that's
life.
like one in like 300 shots,
Right.
you know. And it's the same thing with jiu-jitsu. When it's perfect and you hit that perfect move at the perfect time, the other guy doesn't stand a chance. I mean,
Right.
they seem weightless at the moment.
Well, I think half the
and
time
it's
we can't
so
even,
perfect.
We can't even see it. Like I
No.
talked to a lot of the newer guys, like Mike and Justin and them, and they were like, "Man, I can't wait till I get to your guys' level where it's so good." I'm like,
No,
"Are you
I
kidding
don't
me?
see it
We
either.
don't know crap. Like we don't know anything. We're just trying to like get through this." And like I think the only difference is now we just don't make the really stupid moves.
Yeah, I do a lot of
Like-
stupid stuff, but it's like stupid stuff trying something.
Yeah.
You know, like a different move.
But it's
I know
not
it
just
might
like a
not work.
blind, like just like you
Oh,
don't
yeah,
do
yeah,
the
yeah.
dumb things you know will get you
Yeah,
caught.
true.
From my limited understanding, if jiu-jitsu was a language, I might be able to say, "Where's the bathroom?"
That's a good way to put it. I like it.
That is the.
But that would seem leaps and
I'm
bounds
putting
on somebody that's trying to learn how to say,
my-
"Where's the bathroom?"
Oh yeah,
that is going on the Instagram. That is the quote of the century. That is.
I
so
cannot
good.
wait for you guys to test. I'm going to be more excited than you guys are.
I believe that.
Like
I will not be excited.
I cannot wait.
I saw what's coming. I know what's out there.
Can't
Wait,
wait.
I did the biggest thing I remember about our blue belt test is Phil, Footlock Phil, going knee on belly on me.
Oh yeah.
And crushing my soul. And it was the last person out of everyone. And afterwards, I was like, "Phil, I'm not even lying to you. The worst part of that whole thing was your knee on belly." He's like, "I know. I was trying to make it as bad as possible." I'm like, "Well, you succeeded,
trying
bro.
to
That
make it
was
as bad as
terrible."
Noted.
Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah.
So
Duly
I'm
noted.
like
Yeah.
sitting there, like, wait until you get your blue belt,
I
bro.
think-
Wait until you get your blue belt.
I think people were taking it easy on me. They come out there and be like, "John, it's almost over. Just hang in there a little bit longer."
Yep. Yeah.
See, I look at guys like Phil and Will,
Yeah.
and how can I be on the next promotion with those guys?
Really?
No, there's no way.
Why?
I don't know,
There's
man.
no way.
Absolutely. I think so. Absolutely, man.
There's no way.
You're not a easy roll in the least bit.
Yeah. I don't
see
know.
it. I don't see it at all.
I mean, like you.
I see that I miss everything. I miss
Really?
opportunities. I get stuck. I don't know what to do. I'm confused.
I mean, that we were the same way. Like we are the same way. There's no. I honestly don't feel there's.
I
any
look up and I
difference.
swear to God, I see George over there going, "Jesus Christ,
can
what
ass-
is he doing?"
No,
I don't think
I can
there's
assure
any
you.
difference.
Yesterday, I was like, "Oh man, maybe I should turn in this blue belt." Greg just beat the piss out of me.
Greg.
For 30 minutes.
Greg's
Easy.
super strong. He's a big guy. You know, he's got some experience to him.
Oh.
The man knows what he's doing.
Oh, just destroyed me. I might as well have just gave him my card.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah,
it's so
I
funny.
totally expected the exact same thing, and somehow you got the brunt of it.
I don't. I see. That's the thing, right? Is like, you can't judge yourself compared to everyone
I don't
else.
think you can.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's such a vast difference between person to person, especially when it comes to jiu-jitsu. Charles and I were just talking about this because Charles is in that stage now of he's starting to do like self-realization of, wait a second, other people that have been doing it shorter than I have are getting more stripes. they're getting more taps. They're getting belts. You know what I mean? And he's like, why can't I do that? And I'm like, look, man, at the end of the day, you can't compare yourself to other kids.
No,
some
it's
kids
a totally individual thing.
Yeah, some kids learn faster than others. Some kids are more athletic than others. Some kids, are just better at it than others. It's okay. That doesn't mean that you're bad or you're not going to get it. It just means you have to do it to where you can do it.
Yeah, it's just different.
It's just different, right? Like, and it's the same thing with adults. There's no difference between kids and adults. Not every adult that is in our class understands the first time. I don't think there's any. First of all, let me clarify that. There's not a single adult in our class that understands the technique the first time they do it.
That's why I like when they go, John, it looks like you have a question. Yes, I do.
John's like, actually, I got 16 of them.
I ain't got no problem speaking up.
You know what I mean? Like, and I think that is the hardest thing for, especially people when they first start off. Even more if they start off with a group of people, kind of like how we all did, right? And you'll see some people grasping to it a little bit better, some people taking a little bit longer to do, you know what I mean? But it's just the difference of people.
Yeah.
You can't compare. Jiu-jitsu is something you can't compare yourself to someone else.
No.
You know what I mean? If someone else is learning it, then someone else is learning it. If you're not, it's okay. It's going to take you a little bit longer, but if you stick with it, you'll learn it.
Yeah.
Just stick with it.
Yeah, it seemed like Phil and Nate picked it up like way quicker than the rest of us.
Yes,
like
I 100% agree. I think Phil picked it up probably.
Phil's like, I've already got my black belt. I'm done. Like he picked it up so quick. Like
Phil was
holy
cheating though.
Smokes.
Phil was cheating. He was doing the noon classes with Cody.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But don't you do privates?
Me? There was a couple times there I got some privates.
Yeah,
I got.
Yeah, I know because I gave him one time. And I was like. He's about to kick my butt tomorrow.
Yeah.
Got some shit to try.
Yeah, I got some privates, which, those were different lessons. I think they were too early for me to make full use of those. They were
agree.
too early in my experience to really make use of those the way they should have been.
That's how I felt when we went to the Gracie seminar. I probably should have just not went to that.
Dude, some of that information just goes right over my
Like,
head.
I can't retain
George
this.
goes, yeah, you move this here, and that just increases it. And I'm like, I don't even know what that is.
Right. It's hard to understand when someone's teaching you something when you don't have a grasp of kind of like the baseline of it.
Yeah, if I don't know the building blocks, this is very difficult.
Exactly. If I don't know
understand.
how to build a foundation of a house, I can't build a house.
Yeah,
on
they're
top
like, just
of
put
it.
the wall right here.
Yeah. I don't know what. There's nothing to put the wall on. You know what I mean? Like, so it was like when we first started watching Roy Dean. I'd watch these videos and I'm like,
still watch it.
I watch them all the time.
Still pay for it.
Oh yeah.
But there's like, man, that looks super cool. And then you would go to class and you're like, well, I don't even know how to get there. I honestly don't even know exactly how to do this because you don't have that that baseline.
Yeah, the baseline.
You know what I mean? Like there's no baseline.
To work off of.
Exactly, right? Like there's some sort of minimum fundamentals that everyone needs in order to build off of.
Yes.
Right? And that's the hard part about when brand new people come into the school.
They're just jumping in.
They just jump straight into like some omoplata technique or reverse sweep to back take or something like that, and they're like, bro, I don't even know how to tie my belt. You know, literally, it's like
true.
a real thing.
That's
it's
true.
like a real thing. You know,
Yeah,
so
a
it's
guy asked me 2 weeks ago. He's like,
Yeah,
"Can you show me
so-
how to tie my
so-
belt?" I was like,
Sure.
Yeah.
it's like doing privates or watching a YouTube video or. I was in class the other day, and one of the students was talking about a De La Hiva. They wanted to try a move from De La Hiva, and they were told, like, look, you don't even have an understanding of the De La Hiva.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way you can learn a move from De La Hiva when you don't have that basic understanding of what a De La Hiva is or how to enter a De La Hiva or how to, like, control someone from De La Hiva. So there's no way you can learn a move or a submission or a sweep from De La Hiva when there's no baseline to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
There's no point of context.
exactly. Exactly. It's complete. Everything is out of context if you don't have the understanding of it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So.
And you know what's funny too is if you watch high level jiu-jitsu like some Roy Dean and lots of that stuff, almost every submission you see is an Americana, a Kimura, an armbar.
It's all the basics.
It is literally the stuff they teach
Right.
at the beginning. It's not anything fancy. It's you might see the straight ankle, that kind of stuff, but like it's nothing that is like
Yeah.
super fancy. It's like literally they're just getting in a good position. and they're getting it, and it's like I've never seen anything that I'm like, wow, that was really fancy. Like they just do not do that at those levels.
Right. Yeah, I saw a funny picture where it was like, as a white belt, you learn close guard is the best place to go, right? As a blue belt, you start learning that there's other techniques out there. As a purple belt, you start learning that they're, perfecting those other techniques and those other guards. Brown belt, you start realizing what is your game. And then black belt, you start going back to the close guard, realizing it's the best guard. You know what I mean? It's like the basic stuff. It's like that you always realize, like, the more you do it, the more you realize, like, man, this basic stuff is basic because it always works.
Yeah.
What's your go-to move right now?
I don't have one.
Nothing?
No, I like the top game. I don't like giving the high ground up. So I like to attack from the top, but I get so confused because every roll is different, and when you come at it from the top, what they give you and what they don't give you, it changes every time.
Yep.
And so I have a hard time looking for or guiding the situation towards one move or another. And that's what I'm trying to kind of identify.
Well, are you thinking 2 moves ahead?
No.
Well,
no, I'm not thinking. I'm thinking,
Well, I think
balance.
Well, I think really what's going to happen is you're going to click to 2 moves ahead.
Yeah.
Right. So like when I want to do the Americana, right? So I'll start setting up ahead of time just to grab the wrist, like well above before I'm going to go for it, right? Just to secure it.
Isolating the shoulder before you go for the arm
and then
bar.
you'll start moving around. You'll start moving around the whole time. You know what you're going for, right? But they don't. So just grab it like way earlier than you would normally and just hold it and then work your magic, and then you'll go into that submission.
Yeah.
I find I have to think 2 steps ahead now for my submissions. Like I'll let them think whatever they want, but really I'm going to something else. But like that didn't click for me until probably right before we did the exams. Like the month prior is when that really clicked for me.
Yeah.
And then I started understanding. I was like, oh, that's what they mean, right? Like if everyone sees you going for one thing, like head and arm, or they see you going for they know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So you just got to start. You got to start thinking that the 2 steps to really get them with it.
One to hide one.
Yep.
The other one to sink it in.
Yep.
The only time that I'm actually really able to do that isn't really for submissions. It's more for reversals or sweeps or something like that. Like at the end of the day, if someone's got the mount on me, I'm like, okay. If they start, my game plan is, all right, are they going high mount? Okay, give them the mounted triangle so I can escape out the back door. No, they're not going for that. Okay, play into it like they're taking my arm for an Americana, and then bridge into them and reverse them. You know what I mean? Like,
let them go heavy. Let them stick the arm out so they'll grab it, so they'll go heavy, and then you can roll them.
Right. So I'm like,
that's how you got to think now.
Or like, oh no, they got my elbow away from me. Now I can like feed the arm bar so I can escape the arm bar. You know what I mean? Because I know they're going to go for the arm bar, so I'm already ready for them to go for the arm bar.
It's just like you can't pass the guard, right? Sometimes I can't pass their guard. I'm horrible at that. I'll admit it. Nobody listen to this. I'm struggling to pass their guard, right? So I'll bait the triangle. I'm going to make it look like they can shoot the triangle. Here you go, shoot the triangle just so I can pass their guard.
Right.
Sure.
It's just the way I got to do it now.
Give something to work with so you can get what you want.
Yeah, or let them think it's there and it's an opening just so you can get where you need to get.
Yeah, I don't think I'm
I think so.
near that advantage.
Yeah,
I absolutely 100%.
Yeah.
Like,
I think you're just overthinking.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, that's absolutely the truth.
Yeah.
Because I will think things to death.
Yeah. Didn't
I've
you
got a
just
long
get me in
history
a
of
head
that.
and arm yesterday?
I got you in a sad, very sad head and arm.
Yeah, but you got it. Yeah, but I mean, you got it.
Was there a tap?
And I guarantee you that if you didn't go 6 rounds with Greg before I got there, that would never.
I mean, it was
happen.
still there. Like I was like, oh, yep, he got that head and arm. Then I got him head
You
and
gotta
arm.
give
for my
yourself more
kryptonite.
credit, Mike.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. You are good. You are good. Mike or John and I talk about you.
Yep.
And we talk about how your pressure, like you and especially Pete, like your guys' pressure is getting better. Like you're pressing the pace of it. You guys are getting like. I honestly feel like there's no difference between me rolling with John or Greg or any other blue belt with you or Pete or
Absolutely.
Phil. You know what I mean? Like,
No difference.
I don't feel there's a difference. I have to try it just as hard with Nate as I do with you, and that's 100% true. The only difference is no offense, Nate is bigger and stronger
He is.
and younger. You know what I mean?
But you saw me get him in that wrist lock yesterday, right?
I saw that.
You
Yeah.
got to get him on that shit.
That's right. So that's the only difference, right? Is
I can't.
Yours not as fast, but you got to play around that
I can't roll with Nate without laughing.
because he's just so big and strong.
No, me and him get into weird positions. I don't know what it is about me and him, but me and him always end up in these weird positions. Like, and we both end up looking at us like, I don't even know what to do. I don't even know where to go from here. You know, that's just me and Nate. We always end up laughing at each other because, you know, we just end up in screwed up positions that are just weird.
Yeah.
You know, you got those guys that are out there that for some reason you roll with them and they roll completely different than what you'd expect.
I wish I had that with him, but he's normally just crushing me.
Yeah, and then there's that.
Nate,
Yeah.
yeah. I when we were
Please give me
doing
your
the
arm.
mount, the surviving from like the bottom. What was it? Tuesday?
Yeah.
Monday or Tuesday?
It's true.
In my head, Greg partnered up with me, and I was like, I told him, I was like, Greg, I'm not gonna lie to you. In my head, I said, never in a million years will I ever let Greg get the mount on me.
I said that too
Oh
yesterday.
no, he got me
Right.
like 8 times today. Yeah,
And so
he owned me like a piece of paper.
I don't
and
have
then,
an
so
answer.
Where does he start? He starts in the mount, and I was just in
Oh,
my
yeah.
head. I'm like, he's so big and strong.
This is not good. Yeah.
Get us some ice. Oh, you got some.
You want some?
Oh no, I'm still
You still sipping
still-
on the first one?
stepping on the first one.
Well, you got to drive, right?
Yeah,
Well,
I can
we'll
always
get you
call
one.
the missus. you
Yeah,
know.
call the missus. We're going to tear this up. Just have her come over now. So you can
We're
drink
making another drink, guys, for those that can't see what we're doing because we don't have video yet.
I'm going to have to take me a little break real quick.
You want to take a break? All right,
Go
guys,
to the
we'll be back
bathroom.
in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. And 3, 2, 1. All right, we're back from a little bit
Oh,
of a
man.
break.
Thanks for letting me empty my small old man bladder. Appreciate it.
You had to go there.
In your drink.
Wait, what?
You were in the
Are
bathroom.
you dehydrated?
It was fun to watch.
It just tastes a little bit better. Hold on a second. Let me try this.
It's spicy.
Someone's gonna hate that on the pod. We're gonna hear about that. What's wrong?
I didn't
You
put
need
it
more.
on.
You need more ginger ale.
There's some
There we go.
here somewhere
I'm good.
in a can. Here, this one's got some in it too.
So how do you feel like? Have you felt like jiu-jitsu has helped you and Cooper's relationship at all?
Well,
Not saying it's bad before or anything like that, but do you feel like a different bond that you have now too?
we got a bond,
Yeah.
you know. But I think jiu-jitsu is just one of the things that creates that. You know, we do a lot together. You know, skateboarding, and we also do those expedition trips on the Snake. Have you ever heard about those?
Mm-mm.
No, we'll go up on
I mean,
the
I've seen
Snake
some
River in
cool
Idaho.
pictures.
Yeah, we'll go up on the Snake River in Idaho and float the river, and it usually takes about 6-7 days. And that's some isolation.
What?
That's some isolation because you're not getting out of there. Something goes wrong, gets hurt. You're
So
not
you-
getting out of there.
Let me get this straight. Sorry to interrupt.
You're not interrupting. You're actually involved in the conversation.
You float. Shut up, John. You float a river for 7 days.
Oh yeah,
And the
Do you
Snake
have,
River
like-
is beautiful. I've
Is
seen it many times when I go to Idaho.
yeah, oh yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it like Castaway? Are you
Kinda.
Tom Hanks in it with like Wilson?
Except, except a raft, you know, and then you got fishing rods.
But you stop every night, right?
Yeah, oh,
Shoreside.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
we
you
camp-
do?
We
Okay.
We camp every night, you know.
How big is your raft?
14 by 6.
Oh, so
14
it's
by
actually
7.
a big. It's actually a pretty big.
Yeah,
raft.
it's a full whitewater. I've done whitewater for about the last 3 years. I've done class 4s.
Damn, when we going to do
Wow.
a jiu-jitsu trip, man?
Haven't done class 5 yet.
I mean, what are we doing here?
Yeah,
we should have a
what's going on,
podcast
or-
on. Hand Mike, it's so. Shh.
I'll tell you, it'll scare the shit out of you.
I've done whitewater rafting. I did it in Malaysia, Kota Kinabalu, Malaysia. And it was
I would have
brown
not have
water.
guessed that.
Yeah.
Malaysia, you mentioned Malaysia, and I was like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
some serious.
Yeah, I did it in Malaysia, whitewater rafting. I think it was only Cat 3,
Yeah.
maybe 1 or 2 Cat 4, like when we were in there. But it was only like Cat 3, and the tour guides during it were like, "Oh yeah, you guys don't worry if you
Don't drink it.
No,
Don't drink it.
No, they said the opposite. They're like, okay, guys, yeah, don't worry.
you get thirsty,
if you
just
fall
open your mouth.
into the water, don't worry if you swallow a bit of water. It's okay. We drink it all the time, and we're perfectly fine. I was like, it's because your body's immune to it. I got like a droplet in my mouth, and I had bubble guts for 3 days, bro.
That's
I
not
was
a turd.
No, it was terrible, man.
It's not a turd. It's okay.
When did they start looking like worms?
But it was fun, dude. It was a lot of fun. I didn't fall out the raft because I was scared for my life, but there were some people that fell out the raft.
That will actually keep you in the raft.
They falled out the raft?
They fell.
Oh yeah, I've been ejected. My boat weighs about 450 pounds, and I've been ejected out of that thing like you wouldn't believe.
Fully loaded or by itself?
Just by it, with it and the roll frame in it.
Wow, that heavy.
Yeah. Yeah, and the river flipped that thing like it was a Tonka toy, and I went flying. And it's all on camera. You know, I got a buddy that retired out of the military 3-4 years ago, and he's a guide now. He used all his college credits,
VA
and all
benefits,
that stuff, the VA benefits, and he's got his guide certifications and all that stuff in river guiding and rock climbing.
Wow,
that kind of stuff, and he's one of the leading guys in the area as far as certifications and safety in that department. So I try to go with him every chance I get. And we were on the Green River, and the Green River. The funny thing is the story leading up to
the Green River, the Killer Green River,
the Killer Green River.
Oh, okay.
So I was on the Green River, the canyon section, and it was flowing right around 8,000 CFM, and it was big. It's a canyon area, so there's no bank. The river's kind of contained, and it gets crazy, and there's logs going down it, and all sorts of stuff. And
sounds
what the hell
awesome.
am I listening to?
And we just got on the river, and we went down a little bit, and he was warning me about something down they called it Witch's Dick or something like that. It was crazy. It was
quickly.
Well, that's weird for a witch to have one.
That's what I'm saying. You know,
mean,
that's
a
why it
warlock
stuck out
could
of my
have
head.
one.
I was like,
a warlock could have one, but not a witch.
First of all, before we go any further, it's 2020. If a witch wants to identify as a witch, it can.
Especially in Washington.
the second he said it, I was like, that's something to be aware of. You know, that's probably.
So you're like, watch out for the witch's dick.
Watch out for the Witch's Dick.
I got it. I like it.
So on the way to the Witch's Dick, there was this little hole, and it was subtle, it was mild. I didn't really pay it attention, and when I went down in it, it was deep, and when I came out the other side, I felt the boat stall. It stalled coming out the wave on the other side, and I slipped back in the wave. When I slipped back in the wave, it pivoted me sideways, and I went into it sideways. It hit the water coming in, and it flipped that boat like it was nothing. It sent me flying. I had very little, just seconds to prepare for it.
Were you wearing a vest?
I had a vest on. I had a dry suit.
So do you just come back to the top?
It's not that simple.
But so wait, I'm gonna stop
Isn't
here.
it supposed to be that
Wait,
simple?
were you doing jiu-jitsu before this?
If you talk to Brett, yeah, it's supposed to be that simple. Yeah.
Were you doing jiu-jitsu before this?
Oh, yeah.
So I want to ask, did the jiu-jitsu help with the panic you were feeling when you got flipped over and you were underwater?
It very well might have.
I'm curious because I was just wondering if it helps in those.
It very well
panicky
might have, because that's what I was focused on. I was focused on calming down because the water was cold.
Yeah,
and
that's
it
what
hits
I
your
was
face.
wondering,
You want to breathe heavy, but your head's underwater, and then you come up, and then your head's underwater again, and then you come up, and your head's underwater. So it does that repeatedly, and I learned you can't swim in current.
Yeah.
You're just kind of I don't think I was ever near any more than 10 feet away from my boat, and there was no chance I was getting it.
That's interesting.
So Brent eventually caught up to me, pushed me over to the boat. We got everything to the side. We flipped it back over, and I had to get back on the river.
Wow.
It tries to kill you, and then you got to get back on it because you got 6 more miles to go.
When you flip the boat, are you still in the water when you guys flip the boat?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's
A 450-pound boat, and there's
Yeah,
floating in the river,
Yeah.
flipping over.
Yeah. Yeah, they hooked cables onto it, and they stood on one end. I stood over on my buddy's boat trying to breathe.
Wow.
Because that water will suck oxygen out of you like nobody's business.
I mean, it sounds fun, but I don't know. I got sent to a camp when I was 13 for a whole summer, and we had to do what you just said down the river in Mississippi. But there was no rapids. It was more like a nice, smooth sailing. And then every night we had a nice sandy bonfire.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like me and Coop's trips. I mean, there's a class 3 rapid on it, and that's about it. And after learning and experiencing heavier rapids, it's really nothing. But we enjoy the fishing, and Coop this year caught more fish in the first day than he did last year on the entire
Oh,
trip.
that's nice.
And we caught some salmon on it. I mean, we were shooting birds at the same time, so we had fresh meat every night. And that trip is real special, and that's what bonds me and Coop.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Do you feel like having a kid at an older age, right? Because you were 38 when you had him, 37?
I wanted to have 2 kids by 40.
Yeah.
I didn't make it.
Hey, if it's not in the cards, it's not in the cards.
No,
right?
it wasn't in the cards this time.
You got to start when you're 15, bro.
So
Nobody
I came
told you
about
this?
6 months to a year short.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had both of them by 41.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
and-
not too bad though.
But you're established.
Yeah.
You've experienced life. Like now you're like, all right, okay, I think.
Well,
I get
that's the
you.
thing.
you got the patience
couldn't-
to deal with
Patience.
it.
That's the biggest thing, right? Like the patience.
My work partner, I say my work partner because you say partner these days.
Yes,
it can
very
mean
Washington.
several
We
different
I'm
things.
like, whatever, man. Whatever.
judging. You got a wife and a partner.
Go ahead and use my bathroom. It's whatever.
Yeah, Sean is a buddy.
Shout out to Sean.
Yeah, he's
Him or her.
It's possible.
Whatever.
I don't even know. You're a partner, life partner, soul partner, business partner.
he's a guy I've
Spiritual
known since I
partner.
was 12, 13.
Whatever.
You know,
I'm not judging, Mike. We're
Yeah, we
going
don't
with
care.
the story.
but he. I forgot where I was going with that story. Where was I going with that?
I don't know. You were your partner.
I drank way too much.
Yeah, you were 41. You had your
having
kids.
later in life.
Okay, so
We
he
keep
had
you on
kids.
track. We
He
got
had kids when he was 20, 21, that age. Okay, so his kids are now grown, and we actually they're a part of our business, and they're brilliant. They're way smarter than I ever thought. That family is an interesting family because they're brilliant. All of them are, and I can't imagine me at 21 having kids. I don't know how he did it.
Yeah.
Because he was broke. He was dead drop broke. One business attempt that he tried went right into the fucking ground. He was dead broke. And he still managed to pick his shit up and get himself together and get back to work.
American dream.
That's right.
And I don't think that we do anything different than what he taught me to do 25 years ago. We just do it for ourselves now.
That's
So when I had the opportunity to buy into the business, I was like, why wouldn't I?
Right.
Right. We've been doing this for the last, 15, 20 years. Why wouldn't I? We've been excelling at it, and we've been dealing with other people's politics. If it's up to us, we get to cut all the bullshit.
You're right. Right.
So it was a very easy decision for me to go, okay, I'm in, and cash out my retirement and come right into the business.
Yeah.
So, and that's kind of that story. He had his kids young. So by the time they gotten out, they've already tried their careers, and they had great careers. They went to school. They're both educated, have degrees. One of them has a master's. One of them was a scientist on the AIDS virus.
Wow.
They're brilliant kids, but they weren't making the money.
Can we get him on the podcast? That sounds amazing.
Yeah,
AIDS
right,
virus,
right.
goddamn science.
Oh, they're brilliant. They're smart kids. They're great kids.
I'm over here drinking some Sailor or
Yeah,
Captain Morgan.
I've never felt worse about my life. Thanks, Mike.
Like, Jesus, I'm recording a podcast with you. How about
On my fucking mom's table.
You get
Listen,
Riley
I'm going to
drinking.
tell you right now, these kids are brilliant. They are so much better than anyone you know. They are so smart, intelligent. They are amazing. Your kids suck.
I hope my
I'm
kids
like,
are this
Jesus,
smart.
Mike, I get it, man. We're failures.
The pressure on poor Cooper. I'm sorry, Coop.
There's a line. There's a bar you got to go over. The bar's been set.
Yeah. You have the bar for one kid, and then when both kids exceeded shit, man.
No, they got my blood in them. They're never gonna make it. They that bar is very much lower than it was for Sean.
But you feel like having them at an older age has really helped out quite a bit.
oh yeah,
though, right?
I couldn't imagine. Imagine being 19 and broke, and
Not even knowing who you are.
no.
Not even experiencing anything
No,
yet.
I was so screwed up at 19. I
Preach.
was right
I was
there
in
at
the Navy at
19,
19,
20,
bro.
21. I was flushing a career right down the drain. I blew a firefighting career. Like,
Oh, really?
I flamed that thing off.
Sometimes you get lucky.
yeah, you could
it
be
was-
dead by now.
I didn't do anything that bad.
Well, they don't pay firefighters enough money. That's what I mean by
They
lucky.
make pretty good money now.
Nah, they need way more
You
than
just
that.
got to be resourceful.
Yeah, but they should be paid more. I always felt like they should take firefighters.
Not for what they're doing. Okay, they got weeks where they don't do shit.
Mike, here's my.
And then they got
Yeah.
1 day or
Yes,
2 days or 3 days
but
where
wait,
they're
but wait.
cranking.
But think about what you put on the line, right?
Tell me I don't put that on every day.
No, but I'm saying they're going to risk their life at some point,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
I've always felt like this. Teachers, firefighters, policemen, paramedics, pay them as much as you pay Congress to sit.
Good point. No,
That's it.
I totally agree.
That's
Agreed,
all
agreed.
I'm saying.
That's you got a point there. Yeah,
Pay them the same as you pay that Congress.
Firefighters do make decent money in modern day society. Like they make, because I also was pursuing firefighting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can make 6 figures as a firefighter. And in the fire academy, when I went to the fire academy, they always said like, you'll never be rich as a firefighter. You'll never be rich, but you'll be comfortable.
You'll be comfortable, and if you're resourceful, you'll be well off.
Right, exactly, right.
You got to remember, you're only working 3 days a week.
Yeah, you work out of the month. I think it's like 6 days a month. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
That's dope.
Imagine all that time you're not spending there.
Yeah, but once again, kind of to play devil's advocate. John is right. Like those 6 days that month could be.
Oh no, they could.
You
be
know what I
ugly.
mean? Like
Yeah.
it could
Oh, yeah.
be terrible.
I've
They
seen
could
them
feel
bad.
like
I've
60
seen them
years.
bad.
Yeah, so not to downplay them, but it's like
It can go either way.
it could go either way, right?
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I got out of firefighting. That's why I stopped pursuing it. Is because I was like, I had one of my lieutenants who from the fire academy unfortunately had to have a heart transplant at 38 years old because of a service-related disease. You know what I mean? I'm like, 38.
A service related disease.
Probably carcinogens that get in
38
there. and cause
years
some
old.
problems.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's all the carcinogens.
The
and
smell
all
of a structure fire is like nothing you won't.
Yeah.
I mean, I can spot
the
it.
radiation. Not only the smells and the chemicals, but
pick
the
it out of the air.
radiation from a fire is just ridiculous.
Yeah, you can pick it out of the air.
Oh, I
in
believe
a
it.
second. You know?
And so I was like, man, do I really want to pursue this? I was like, you know what? Like, if I'm having doubt in my mind, then it's not for me. You know?
I loved it.
No, I was about to say though, I had a blast. I loved being a volunteer firefighter, but then I got scared to tell you the truth, I got scared when it came to pursuing it as a career guy. I was like, this is gonna be my day job. This is gonna be what I do every day, or every time I go to work. You know what I mean? I was like,
Well, don't you have to respond to like the crackheads and the people
You have
that
to
are
respond
like,
to every single person.
I couldn't
there's
deal with
the
that.
dilemma.
I
There's
would
the
not be able to
dichotomy.
deal with that, bro.
Every person.
Call me when there's a fire, not when
Yeah.
there's some meth head ODing.
Right there's the dichotomy.
You see the worst
See, I
and the
should have
best.
never gone into the medical side. If I would have never gone into the medical side, I'd still be there now. You know, because
Yeah.
that part was great. You know, the firefighting and doing that stuff, that was great. I enjoyed the hell out of that. But the medical field offered a quick paycheck,
Yeah.
and that's where I fell short. You know, I can't, for some reason, like when I used to race motocross, there's some people that cannot be on two wheels. It's just never
true,
going to
it's
work
true,
out.
yeah.
Like
They
me.
just cannot be on two
you
wheels.
don't have it,
They
yeah.
are going to end up in a grave in the time of a
That's me.
quick egg timer.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not going to work out well for them. But you know, I don't have that. I don't have that feeling. I can't feel compassion very well. You know, that's where you know, kind of where the wife comes in. You know, she can.
I agree.
You know, when
John
a baby's
gets sold all the
crying,
time.
I'm like, what do
What'd
I
you
got to
say?
do to plug that hole? You know,
Plug that hole.
what do I got to do to
Where's your
plug that
compassion,
hole?
Mike? Where's your compassion?
There is none. You know,
You're a man. I understand.
I'm
John-
with you 100%.
John gets told at work he needs more compassion.
I do.
yeah, I've flushed that career down the toilet at an early age, and I've regretted it. You know,
You've
but
regretted it, but
oh,
you're
yeah.
very successful at what you do.
I am, and I don't hate what I do.
Yeah.
You know, I like building stuff. It's fun, but there's a lot of politics and a lot of stuff that goes
bureaucracy
in there.
and whatnot.
And
like-
if everybody's willing to lay the cards on the ground and cards on the thing, I can play by the rules.
yeah.
But it's the hidden stuff that you can't
Right.
deal
We
with.
call those
What's
office
in the
assassins.
specs?
We call that office assassins.
Office
You never see them coming.
Exactly. You don't.
Yeah.
It's what's in the specs. And as a builder, it doesn't. It's not proficient for me to go through and read all the specs. You know, I can't read a huge, gigantic three binder
Right.
thing every time I go on a different job. It's just not proficient. It's going to take me. It's going to take me, a week to read that thing, and then
it's going to take you 2 hours to install it.
yeah, really.
Right? That's the
It's true.
truth.
It's true.
You know what they need, right? You need this. You need it here.
Well,
I can do that. I don't need to know what bullshit you need in between.
If they cut everything out from between me and the guy that actually needs what I got to install, you know how much money would be saved?
Yeah.
A lot.
We'd cut out like 3 contractors, and you'd be dealing with my paycheck,
which
is really nothing. Even at the new union standards at $80-something an hour.
Oh god,
which is what my guys make.
That hurts me.
Did that
hurts me to my core?
Did you guys just kick the balls?
Hurts me to my core.
Okay, listen, you literally make almost 3 times what I make an hour.
It hurts.
No, that's not me. That's my guy.
Hurts me to my
I know
core.
you make more, Mike.
You don't know
We
that.
get it.
Like, I'm like, man, I did well today. I made OT at $64 an hour.
Yeah,
and then Mike comes in here with that
yeah.
bullshit.
I'm over here. I'm like,
Some jobs make money. Some jobs don't.
Yeah, that's
Some
true.
jobs
As the
don't.
owner, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a
You break
backside.
even.
So
You're like happy.
let's ask Mike as a boss. So Mike,
How much money do you make
Wait,
a year
no,
before
no,
taxes?
let's not ask him this. This is what I want to know, Mike. When it comes to employees,
Yeah.
what's more important, dependability or experience? You want somebody that's going to show
to
up
me-
5 days a week or one time a week?
To me, straight up, the 5 days a week guy is going to be
Exactly.
Yeah.
Word.
You want
Preach.
He's going to get the experience, but the dependability,
Yes. If you could count on someone, it means
Oh,
a
yeah.
whole lot more than
Huge.
any
Oh, yeah.
experience you have.
Huge.
yeah, the guy that's just floating along on experience alone, he ain't gonna last long.
I'm with you, man. I would rather someone that is dependable every day of the week. I can count on them.
The job that I have right now is to make sure that all the weird things come in. I don't look at my foreman. I don't look at what they're doing. I don't look at what they're on their own.
Because you expect them to handle it.
Well, I know they can handle it.
Yeah.
They don't need me looking over their shoulder.
True.
I've already done that job. I've seen what they do. I know what they do. They don't need me and they don't want me looking over their shoulders.
Yeah, I was going to say, nothing's more frustrating than when you're like the lead of
Micromanaging.
the shop. And
But
like,
then
you
I
have
also-
someone above you coming and checking.
Emphatically trust the guys that go, hey, I got this weird thing going on over here. What do you suggest? And then I come in. What happened is we lost our lineman. Okay. So I'm a wireman. I generally do inside wireman stuff like run conduit, run wire, and all that kind of stuff. We had a lineman that does utility poles and highline stuff. Well, we built a department around him and he quit.
Ooh.
So I had to learn all this stuff like on the quick. And so I'm dealing with this high voltage stuff that'll
Did he
kill
do
you
like
yesterday.
Did he do like helicopter lineman?
Yeah, he did.
That shit is crazy. I
Yeah.
did a whole safety seminar on
Yeah,
that.
he
That is
did.
brutal.
He did a lot of that, and he did a lot of the basket work.
Wow.
Where you get in the basket. And
Yeah,
on the line,
I know
you-
exactly
you
what
go
it is.
across.
Yeah, a lot of people in modern day society don't understand what like light poles and telephone poles, right? Like they see any line on a telephone pole and they think it's high voltage. But to tell you the truth, the highest voltage is at the highest part of the pole, right? So the at the bottom of the pole is usually your telephone lines, your cable.
You don't even get
you-
serious
yeah,
under 20 feet.
right? You could literally cut it and be okay.
I've
right?
not understood why they don't do like the Philippines and put all the power underground.
Well, some of our area does have that.
I don't get that. Especially here, we have high windstorms. It takes out power. Put it
Yeah.
underground.
Yeah.
You have plan A and you have plan B.
I don't get it. Lay it underground.
Yeah.
And then we don't have to worry about it.
So new
This is
construction.
expensive.
Yeah, new construction.
This is less
has
expensive.
So, but
it
how many
underground.
times do you redo it before it's not as expensive?
Oh, depending on what line you're talking about. The line that you have out here,
Yeah.
where you're at, is old. Okay, the stuff that I have out at my house out there is new.
Really?
And we never lose utilities. Our utilities and our utility
Get the fuck
guys
outta here.
are top notch. I bought a generator the first time I moved into my place 16 years ago. I've turned it on maybe 5 times.
So you're further away.
Yes,
And you have better service.
absolutely.
This is a load of crud.
Yes.
I said crud because Travis eyeballed me a minute
Because
ago.
your system was put
you
in
said some pretty
in
profane
I'm
stuff.
sorry. I apologize.
your
to
system was
everyone.
put in around the 50s and was never updated. And just until recently, when that substation blew like 2 years ago, that's when they started addressing all the problems out here.
I believe it. It's probably that long ago since me and the neighbor got into
yeah.
it. So yeah, that makes sense.
Which neighbor? Because I got a guy that lives like 3 doors
So
down.
did you?
I
just
saw his
come
van
up,
on the
so
way
you
in.
came up my long driveway, right?
Yeah, I did.
So the house that was on the left of you when you pulled in, he said my driveway was his driveway.
No, that's not the guy.
I agree.
Ben.
I don't know.
Down
Ben.
the street. Yeah, Ben down the
Oh,
street.
that works for you, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I see the vehicle out there all the time.
Yeah, he's one of my guys.
I know. I want to go knock on his door. Like, hey man, can you come
No.
check out my electrical? I know Mike.
I want you to go. I want you to go knock on the door, and don't knock like a guy in the street. I want you to knock on the door like you're the police.
Well, I can do that. we can do whatever you want.
I don't know if that's a good idea. It doesn't sound like a good idea.
I think it's an awesome idea.
I see the vehicle out there all the time.
He's got our dog's brother,
Oh,
Stella.
The Mastiff?
Oh,
Yeah,
the
the
Mastiff?
Mastiff,
Bro,
yeah.
your Mastiff is
So I
beautiful.
want you to bam, 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 bam. Dude, that dog. I have never felt a dog that has felt so good to the touch.
Really?
You know how your dog is tight and muscly? Okay, imagine the same hair, the same fur on a real loose thing. It's like a
just
stuffed
massive.
animal. It's like a stuffed animal with
Yeah.
like 30% less stuffing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's squishy and it's awesome.
So for those that don't know, he's probably about 80 pounds now.
Yeah.
A red Doberman named Blaze.
I think he's more than that.
He's got it. He might be, but I say he's about 80 pounds right now. And he's a little over a year old. But this dog is like all muscle. Like, if you follow him at Blaze, the Foxfire Dobie on Instagram,
Oh god,
you'll be able,
way to plug it.
you'll be able to see it. But yeah, he's not comfortable to cuddle with. He pushes up against you. The other day, I think it was last night, honestly, he was in our bed, and I was looking at him, and I was like, you are literally taking up almost this entire bed. But you have, what do you have?
French
We have
Mastiff.
French
A French
Mastiff.
Mastiff, right?
Beautiful
Yeah.
dog.
And she's a smaller
It's-
dog. I don't think she's 100 pounds. She's on the smaller side of that.
Well, I only
So
met her
she's
the
around
once
90.
or twice you brought her to the class, but
Yeah.
she was very
But
friendly.
she was squishy then.
Yeah.
She was squishy and flexy, and now she's not near as friendly. She's that shy bite you type.
Oh.
Yeah, she's not good.
Does your buddy have dogs up the street?
Does my buddy have dogs up the street?
The one that works right here?
Oh, Ben. Yeah, he's got her brother.
Because my frog, who you just met, always goes to their house when she runs away.
Yeah.
And I have to go get her from their front
No,
door.
you're not going to have problems with him. When you walk in there, you want to see how he displays. Because his dad, which I think, what is his name? Walter. His name's Walter or something like that. And if he automatically shies away from you, you don't go at him. You've been into you were
Animal control.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if they shy away from you, you don't go
Yeah,
after
leave him alone.
Yeah.
That or will
Yeah.
I. Leave him alone.
Yeah, they'll come when you
See,
when they're
that's Stella. Stella will do that. And so if you approach her and try to pet her, she's going to bite you.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's like that. I think his dad is not like that, where his mom is. So he's got 50-50 shot of getting there. I don't think he was. I think he's a lot more easier going. He's bigger. He's about 110, 115 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
He's a big boy. He'll take down a fence.
A French Mastiff looks a little bit more like a Cane Corso, though, right?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think so, bro. Cane Corsas are always brindle. They're never.
No,
that.
I've seen gray. I've seen brown. I've seen
gray
brindle.
ones.
I think
but
Turner
I
and
love
Hooch,
gray
and that's a
Cane Corso.
Turner Hughes
Turner and
is
Hooch.
like a
That's the dog.
picture perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen gray Cane Corsos, and I think they're absolutely beautiful. Lordale, well, you guys know Lordale.
I've never seen a Cane Corso that looks like a French Mastiff. They don't have the same jowls or anything.
I was about to say the jowls are bigger on a Cane Corso, right?
Yeah.
Like a French.
You probably
Mastiff
said
has
that right.
tighter
I did.
jowls.
I'm like
Don't
jowls.
think you'd like it.
What, a Cane Corso or a French Mastiff?
The Mastiff.
No, I like Mastiffs. Mastiffs are beautiful dogs.
That
I
dog
personally
will
would-
make you a sticky
Yeah.
mess.
The
in
problem
like
with Mastiffs,
seconds.
or you're gonna have heartache because they only live so many years.
Yeah, they it's like
Granted,
it's like
but
Adobe.
then again, it's a precious few years.
Yeah.
True, and if the dog's an asshole, then it's a godsend. So
There you
who
go.
knows?
You point taken.
Yeah. Well,
But she slobbers like nobody's business.
well, Dobies only live. I think I've met one Doberman that was like 12 years old one time.
Yeah.
They usually live 8 to 10 years max.
The same
Yeah.
as a Mastiff, about 8.
Yeah. I expect to get about 8 years. She's pretty sturdy.
Yeah.
She's not a bigger Mastiff. She's one of the smaller the runts. But she is the sweetest thing on 4 feet.
Yeah.
And she is the best thing to cuddle with.
But
She's
got that
these
loose skin,
gigantic
right?
shoulders. She's got these shoulders that
Dude.
it's like she won't jump up on the bed. She'll like army crawl up on the bed. It's
That's
like
so
a pull
funny.
up. She digs in the claws and she's like, "Arr," and then looks at you to see if you notice.
So Blaze is like that. Blaze, our dog, is like that. Except for he's so used to sleeping on the bed, he sleeps between Lordo and I now. But I don't mind that he sleeps in the bed with us, except for when he stinks. You know what I mean? I'm like,
They got their time.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
all right, you need a bath, right?
He probably says the same thing about you.
Yeah, F that guy.
I would.
But so what he likes to do is he likes to lay in between Lordo and I, and then he likes to spread out and then stick his arms out and press in between Lordo and I, so his back is against me and his feet are against Lordell, and try to be as big as possible.
Yeah.
And he takes up the whole bed.
Easily. Yeah. Easily.
I'm like, you are like having another human being in this bed right now. You know what I mean? I don't know how this has anything to do with jiu-jitsu.
I was thinking, I don't know nothing about what Travis is talking about. I don't know about 3 people in the bed. I don't know, it got nothing to do with this.
I'm saying my dog is like as big as a human being, so.
Yeah.
But a mastiff is even bigger than that. So you should just bring them to jiu-jitsu. You ever seen the video of the pit bull and the gi and the owner?
I
like,
did.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
saw that.
right. The dog's just like super happy. He's touching me.
You saw my new dog upstairs, and he is a straight wuss, man. Like, they ain't got an aggressive bone in that body.
That's perfect.
My last dog bit 9 people before I put him down. Like,
The dog is supposed to fill that gap. You know, we just lost one of ours that was.
I saw that.
Very hard. It was hard to lose Maggie, but I look at it like I could have not had her.
Yeah.
You know, if I didn't have her, would I be as happy?
Yeah.
No.
Well, dogs are tough because they give you that unconditional love. They do not
They
care.
don't care.
They're
at
happy to
all.
see you when you come home. They're
Maggie-
happy to see you all the time.
Maggie was a pain in the ass.
But she was still happy to see you.
No, she was the best dog to cuddle with because she was so fuzzy. I mean, she was just huge and fuzzy. She was like 80-pound golden
I'm starting to think
retriever.
Mike's a big cuddler. I mean, that's what I'm getting out of this podcast.
Don't let the old age gray beard and tattoos fool you.
Oh, I will cuddle
He's
you.
like a big struggle cuddler.
I will cuddle you. Yeah.
That's why he
In the
likes
middle of
jiu-jitsu
rolls,
so much.
Yeah, in the middle of rolls, I'm like, Mike, are you cuddling me right now? He's like, shh.
Don't talk.
Don't ruin this for me.
I'm focusing. No, she was great, but you know she had a thing where she would push anything that was close to you away. So she pushed Cooper like in the lake 3 times.
What?
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, when he was younger, and we go down to the lake, she would like crowd in between you and him and push him in the lake.
my God.
Katie's done that to our kids.
Oh.
Swear to God. If she was down here right now, she'll tell you. We went to a couple lakes. I'm not going to say she might have been drinking or whatnot.
CBS.
Maybe.
But one of many kid may have ended up in the lake.
Yeah, we've had a few of them in there. Yeah, they swim.
That's true.
It's true. Yeah, Max was our first. That's the. If you guys ever see pictures of me, the hand tattoo I have on my right hand is of Max.
Real big guy, big gut. You can't miss the picture. Go ahead, sorry.
The dog or
Yeah, I was like,
Him.
are you talking about me or?
There weren't a donut, it's
so
Travis.
funny. Yeah. Real quick about donuts. They brought
First
there-
off, you grabbed my fat roll the other day. Man. What were you thinking?
do that. What are
Yeah,
you
we
talking
were
about?
standing in line. You were like,
look at this fat roll.
I grabbed your belly because John was huffing and puffing, and he looked like
I'm old.
Santa in line. First of all, and no gi. He had like a rash guard, and I was like, John, you can't be doing that, bro. And so I
me?
grabbed his belly, and I was like, look at this thing right here.
Did you lift it up and kind of shake
He
it?
did.
I did.
I was like, what are you doing to me?
He looked at me. He's like, I'm old.
I just got off a round of steroids, asshole.
So if you look at the Instagram page, you can see the amazing video of John getting mauled by a younger animal, and that's me. But my right hand is of our first Doberman, Max, who unfortunately didn't even make it to 3 years old because of IMHA, which is inebriated. It's some blood disease. I can't
I'm
say
impressed
it.
that you just remember that.
I'm like,
Yeah.
IMH, man,
Well-
that sounds sophisticated.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it was a
yeah.
hard process, right? Like we spent, I think it was like $6,000 to get 90 days.
That's a price
90
tag.
days out of them, and it was worth every penny. You know what I mean? So it's like one of those things that sticks with them, sticks with you after it happens. But he was amazing, right? Like it's kind of like you said, like he was a bonehead, but he listened when he knew he was in trouble. He knew he was in trouble. You know what I mean? And Blaze is a lot like that now too. But Blaze is so freaking hard headed.
Blaze has been growing on Travis.
Yeah, he has. Yes, I told you that. I was like,
Yeah.
as
Travis
of
like,
right
I
now-
hate him. I love him. I hate him. I love him.
I hate puppies.
No, I get you.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm so tired because we've had puppies, nothing but puppies for the last 3-4 years. And so when you train one and then something happens, you get rid of them or they die, and then you have to get another puppy, and you're like, you got to train them, right? Like, we had 3 puppies in the last 4 years.
That's crazy.
That's
You know what I mean? So it's like when we got Blaze, I was like, I am so over this puppy stuff. Like, I'm so good. I don't want anything to do with the puppy anymore. He's growing on me. He really is.
When I was young, I lived just down the street on this main road.
Yeah.
And there used to be log trucks going through here.
Yeah, they still do. They still go through.
Like I remember when they made this speed limit 25 miles. I know why they did that.
That's why I thought it was good direction.
It was a very distinct car accident. I remember when it happened.
Uh-huh.
My mom got in 2 car accidents right down here on the corner. So it didn't surprise me when they made this 25 miles an hour through here. But when I was young, I lost several dogs on this road down here.
Man,
Several
it's getting
dogs.
kind of depressing on the podcast. But
No, well, it's a dangerous intersection right here because even when I have to pull out,
you go
cars
around this
fly
corner.
through here.
Yeah.
it's
and I'm
2
like,
blind spots. You're literally in the middle of 2 blind spots.
Yeah. I see why
My
the
mom's
cops
been on a
post
car
up on
accident
it.
right down here the same way. You know, somebody was trying to pass somebody and she got nailed.
Travis, it goes in the cup. Guys, I
Mind your own
want
damn
you all to know
business.
Travis is on the last sip of rum.
First of all, I might be slightly
This might be a
intoxicated.
bad podcast for anyone under the age of 18.
I'm going to go ahead and just put the rest of this rum right in here.
But I want to say, can we give a shout out to Riley at that last competition?
I wish I was there for when she's
Bro.
I heard about it.
full-grown.
I was
heard
like,
about it.
I was
I didn't
coaching.
see it.
I was
I regret
coaching
not seeing it.
kids or something, and I heard a slam that went through the whole gym. And people don't know we hear a lot of slams in the gym.
No.
But I looked up and then I saw Riley, and I just smiled because I know that she just put someone in some mean ass throw.
She's got that jiu-jitsu background.
Bro, at
you know?
13.
At 13, she's got that.
That is insane.
and she's getting tall now, so she's almost full size.
insane.
And she threw the women around like they were
I
nothing.
couldn't. Adult women.
Yes, adult women
Women.
ran like they were nothing.
And I was thinking, God damn, I'm jealous. Bro, she's going to be unbelievable if she keeps this up.
Oh, absolutely.
I was like, I wish, it's going to be unbelievable. And me and you sitting over here struggling with people. She's over there running through them.
Just running through people. Yeah. But she hasn't wrestled Greg yet.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, there we go. There's the level.
You know what was interesting about Greg is I've always heard that in jiu-jitsu, right? Like, you can be a size in a weight class, and if you're rolling with someone that is the same size in a weight class, but you know more, you know you can compensate, right? But when you deal with someone that is a larger weight class, but they know as much as you do, the jiu-jitsu is kind of negated. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what you know, they know. So it's almost like it doesn't work. So it's interesting. I like rolling with the bigger people only because it challenges me. But who knows? Because they are very difficult.
Oh, I think he's really getting me ready for this tournament. You know, I think he's going to be a key in that.
Is he doing it?
No,
Oh.
no, but he's prepping me.
Well,
Today was a very educational day.
I think you're going to be like surprised, bro. Because when it starts, right? Like the other guy is like literally trying to kill you. Like they say go, and his coach is watching. Like his coach is going to be right there.
And he's
right?
going to just like kill him.
And what's kind of weird, and I don't know about you, but for me, if anyone's listening, I don't do well with coaching. So when I'm rolling, I'm like really focused. I know what I'm trying to do. And if you're yelling at me from the sideline, it kind of distracts me. It throws me off.
Oh, yeah. I want to argue like that. No. There's no such thing as a single arm choke.
So I really enjoyed Nate as a coach. So Nate coached me in the last competition.
Yeah.
He never said anything.
He didn't say a word?
Nope.
Not a single word.
He only told me times, which
wow.
which was really important to me, right? So he'd be like, 2 minutes left, a minute left, 15 seconds. Those things mattered to me because I was struggling, right? I'm tired. I'm rolling. I don't know how much
You
energy
did
I
really
got left.
good, though.
Yeah, but like him yelling out the times was a huge help to me. But if he would have yelled, move your leg, move your arm, get into this position, it would have messed me up. But he didn't do any of that. He just yelled times, and I was like, man, that was great. And I told him that afterwards. I was like, I really appreciated the times because I didn't know what the time was, but I didn't know how much longer I could hold certain things. And he'd be like, 15 seconds. I was like, oh, thank God.
Thank God. Thank you, baby Jesus.
Yeah.
I think you got to do a tournament, Trav.
I know. I wish he would.
You know what? Let's bring this back. what I got to say is you are the worst person for me at jiu-jitsu.
Is it as like a compliment or is that an insult?
No, I don't think it should be an insult at all.
Mike, I totally agree.
Whoa!
Totally
I
agree.
feel like you guys are getting shots fired right now.
I know Travis from CrossFit. You know, what makes him is his intensity.
Wait, we got to stop for a second. I'm going to go second runner-up, Will.
Oh, Will's definitely a problem.
But would you put him right behind Travis?
No.
No, who's behind Travis? They're both strong, athletic, and young, which makes it tough.
Will freaked me the hell out. He did.
He might be number one now.
He shook my ground. But no. What happens to you is you get me in a defensive posture, and I can't get out of it. I can't figure out how to get aggressive against you again.
Yeah.
Once you put me in a defensive posture, I'm stuck.
Yeah.
I'm screwed.
I think it's just because
it's because that asshole goes top heavy, and then he works on getting that top game and going to that S mount.
I got armbarred like 5 times in one night, and it was the day before I had to work the weekend. It was a mother. But I had to work the entire weekend thinking about my goddamn arm. Travis put me in that armbar 3
Travis,
times.
what were you thinking, bro?
What do you? First of all,
Was that early, Travis?
And then you looked at me dead.
Oh no! Hold on, he fell down, folks. Let's get. No, just don't go ahead.
ARP, life alert! Help me! I'm falling. I can't get up.
That's what it is. Yeah. You looked at me dead in the eyes and you went, "You gave me the left arm." You kept giving me the left arm, and yeah, that's the one that hurts. Yeah, that makes total sense.
So, in my defense, I don't finish a lot of submissions right away.
Really? You finish them all with me.
Yeah, there's a reason.
I've been paranoid for probably going on a year now. Levi caught me in an arm bar a year ago.
Hyperextended it instantly.
That hyperextended instantly. Yeah. And what I think that is that's knowledge and teaching progressing.
Yeah.
Okay. So just because I can get loose of an arm bar that John puts me in doesn't mean that I can get free from an arm bar that you put me in.
Yeah.
The technique is different from person to person.
Right.
And Levi had that weird hardcore arm bar and he went for it. And the harder you pull from it, the harder the guy pulls on it. Yeah. I found it easier just to give up my arm today than it was to try to hold on to that arm bar.
Yeah.
And then let it go at the last minute.
Why not just tap, Mike?
Well, see, that's what I started doing.
Yeah.
Because you only got time for one option.
Yep.
It's not an escape and a tap.
You better make
either
it
tap or escape.
Yeah.
You're either one or the other.
Yep.
So that's what I learned from Levi, and that's what I started applying. Now, you put me in this offensive, not offensive, but defensive mindset, and I can't figure out a way to get around it.
Yeah.
Once I get in that mindset, I can't find an attack that'll put you back on your heels in order to maneuver.
I mean, so the only reason you might feel like that is because John and I have talked about this. Like, there's one of two things, right? One, I feel like for a long time, my game was playing possum, kind of, right? Like I was like, okay, I'm gonna let them attack. I'm gonna let them attack. And then people like you, Pete, Will,
get better,
Chris, Phil, they all start putting me in positions where I'm like, I don't like this. Why do I do this to myself? Right? Like, they're putting immense amounts of pressure on me. They're putting me in positions where I don't like, right? And so then the second thing was like, I need to start attacking more. You know what I mean? Like, and so that was like the role where we had after the competition. You're like, Will freaked me out. And I was like, well, work on what you want to, and I'll just kind of play from that, right? And you're like, no, I need you to be aggressive. And I was like, okay, I'll be aggressive, right? Like, it's not something I go for right away.
No,
John and I talk about this all the time, right? Like, there's a difference between like rolling in class and like we joked about earlier, like she's like, oh, I thought this was gonna be easy, and then one person turns it up, and you're like, okay, I guess we're gonna turn it up. Like, like it's one of those things. Like, and when someone asks you to turn it up, you turn it up, right? You never go 100% in class, right?
Yeah.
It's the same rate. Like if I get you an arm bar, I'm not going to finish the arm bar.
Well,
instantly,
I wonder.
you know
I
what
wonder
mean?
how much of it is me fighting it versus me going with it.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
if I just let you have that arm,
I'd ask this question: how much are you hesitating?
I hesitate
That
a
split
lot.
second, right? It's
That was a
split
big
second.
thing for me, and that was a big turning point. No more hesitation.
Yeah.
I told myself every class, no more hesitation.
Yeah.
None. If I
I'm
think
certain
about it,
I hesitate quite a bit
so if I'm thinking about it, I'm doing it.
because I don't want to hurt my partner.
Don't
and
hesitate
And I
anymore.
have in the past, maybe not in jujitsu, but before jujitsu, I've hurt people.
Try no
Not
hesitation.
on purpose.
It's a part. Unfortunately, it is a part of it, and that's the reason why now is like I don't finish submissions right away,
I
and
kind of disagree with y'all on that. Like,
because you feel like they should just tap.
yes, you should shoot it. Stop hesitating. Stop hesitating. And you know what? They should tap. They should tap. You know what? If they're in the bad position and you're getting it, tap.
Yeah,
And I used to fight through it and fucking. Oh, sorry about that.
that was a big F.
Footlock.
That was a big bomb.
You know what?
a big.
You know what taught me?
I feel more comfortable now, though.
Hey, Footlock Phil he hyperextended me. He went arm up, arm
Down, belly down.
belly down. My elbow popped 3 times.
Oh, jeez.
And I was like, well, you know what I learned from that? I tap every time.
Yep. The
Someone
second
even
you feel
gets
like-
remotely in that. I'm not even fighting it anymore.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know if me fighting it's making it worse. Like the last one.
The
you
question
caught
is,
me in.
why fight
Did you
it?
remember when
You were
I kinda,
fighting it, yeah.
I
And it was
fought,
a little bit of belly down.
I fought the
too.
hell of you, and it hurt more because I was fighting it.
Yeah.
Than it did that you pushed it beyond what it was supposed to bend
Yeah.
at.
I didn't even, Mike. I'm not gonna lie to you. I remember that armbar.
Oh, I know
I didn't
you
even
don't.
finish it.
I know you don't.
So, Mike, the question is,
And I get panicked and
Yeah.
and just start.
And
just
then
start
you laid
tap-
there, and I was like, "Did I?"
No, it was me fighting.
it was like-
so,
yeah, it was
so
more
why
like
fight
tennis.
it? They got the position.
That's the thing.
Just tap.
That's the thing. Oh, I was tapping the entire time.
Oh, Travis, what were you doing, bro?
Get out of here! That was not
He
true.
said he was tapping the whole time.
Get out of here! That's not true. You tap. First of all, I've been called air quotes for releasing late on a tap, and I've never once released late on a tap. You know
I
what
think
mean?
you have several times, actually.
I
A
On
totally-
couple
you,
times you got me.
on
I'm
you,
like,
I might have.
Okay, all
but
right,
on
all right.
Mike or someone else, I have not.
I totally think it's nothing more than your intensity.
Yeah,
You know, it's something that makes you great.
yeah. Well, I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
You know, I think it's just something that makes you great. You know, and it's in everything you do. I remember you in CrossFit.
I'm not saying
things
you're
that
great.
push
You're
you
an
through
asshole.
when everybody else gives up. You know, that's something that really benefits you.
Was that the microphones or that someone
Mike,
upstairs?
I think you're confusing it with he was like 28 and really strong.
Well, I remember him then.
You know what I mean?
I remember him then.
Well, look at him now. He's
gosh.
like 30 and overweight. I mean, we're getting.
Get out.
Did I
Not
tell
even
you
over-
about? Did I tell you about when my daughter first saw him?
Oh Lord, I'm scared.
She pointed Travis out.
She was look at that nose.
What happened to that man? And I'm like, those are tattoos.
And this is back before you had tattoos.
This is before I had tattoos. Yeah, this is
Yep,
before I had
yep.
anything on my body. She was.
Yep.
She looked at Travis. And goes, what happened to that man?
I remember you telling me about that.
It's just-
I remember
it's
that.
just
yeah.
tattoos,
If you
that's
guys
all
have
it
never
is.
seen me, I have full sleeves and a hand tattoo. Like basically my upper torso is done.
You totally
but-
freaked Marin out. It was
Yeah,
great.
Yeah. It we were at the YMCA here in Kitsap County, and there was a young girl. She was maybe 2 years old, and she was like sitting next to me with her parents at the YMCA, and she saw my arms, and she like started like outlining and tracing them, and I thought it was super cute, right? Because when I have my kids, right, Charles is too old now to do it, but when I have my kids, I think it's very cute for them to do something like that, like
Oh,
look at our
absolutely.
skin and
Yeah.
like see something different, right? And for them to grow up around it and accept someone looks different, someone's
Sure.
a little colorful, you know what I
Sure.
mean? Like it's a difference, you know, in awareness. I think it's super cool, and I'm excited for one day when when we do have our child, and you know, I'm excited to be that old grumpy grandpa that's tattooed that answers the door and like, what do you want to get off the property? You know, what I mean?
Let me show you the belly dancer dance.
I remember back when I was your age. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or even like the dad that does that, and then like my child comes home with like friends or something like that. And,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But I think it's something cool. And when you told me that story, it stuck with me. You know, it's like
Yeah.
it's cool because it's not like this. The kids aren't doing it in a negative connotation.
Well, they're kids.
Just curious.
Yeah, it's going to come out naturally out of them, and they're just curious more than anything else.
Yeah, you started getting tattooed recently. You got your left arm almost completely done now.
Yeah, the left arm's done. It was done in what year is it now? It's 2020, so probably 2016. It was done.
Weird to say 2020.
I know, isn't it? John's getting
doing
more
over there.
He's getting more booze.
He's like playing WWE over there. He just jumped on a table. Like, jeez.
He's got such a good creative haircut lately.
You notice it looks like a broke man, Mr. T. Like,
dude,
a fool.
You know, I really envy his hairline.
I'm not even gonna lie. All jokes aside, for an older man, he does have a great hairline.
He's got a great hairline, man.
Full head of hair. Look at that thing.
Mine
may have a bunch of gray in it, but it looks great.
Mine is dwindling.
You'll appreciate this.
Yes, sir.
I am almost 42.
Where's the bottle opener?
Shit, I left it on the fridge. There has not been.
Why you do that?
There has not been a male in my family since I've been alive that has died.
See, there's an upside and there's a downside there.
What I'm trying to say is, they're all in their 90s or 100s. Nobody goes.
No shit.
Yeah. Nobody's lost hair. Nothing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a high standard.
And I've even got like plastic in my heart. Like no one goes. Like
you can't kill them.
Modern chemistry. You know, it's a bitch. They'll keep you hanging on forever. Evidently.
My dad's dad even had a pig heart, and my uncle that was just down here, he also had something similar to mine, and had to get an implant put in his heart. Still going.
Yeah, I got 3 cousins that have implants in their hearts.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And about every 4 years, you know, we have to have that conversation, and we sweat that operation. But they got it down, you know, at the UW.
Sure.
At the UW,
that's where I went. UW.
They got it down, and you know, they're knocking them out. You know,
how did that cat get in here? That's Felipe. He's huge.
He's a pretty cat.
He's only about a year and a half.
Actually, one of my favorite cats I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, I just went to the dentist 2 days ago, and they were like, I had to spend like 20 minutes talking to the doctor or the dentist who didn't want to do like my dental stuff because of the heart implant, and I was like, I'm good. Like,
we are gonna knock this out.
I'm basically a cyborg.
I'm like, obviously you don't know the stress I go through 4 or 5 times a week. I'm good. We can handle the cleaning.
Oh yeah. We can handle the cleaning. We got this.
All right, I'm back. We're talking. This has been quite a podcast today, man.
I still think that you guys are like scraping the bottom of the barrel when you call me into the duty podcast.
Bro, so I'm not even gonna lie to you. When John called me at work today, he's like, "We got Mike at 5." Both John and I were excited to talk to you, Mike. Because you have a story to tell, bro. Like, you are someone that has experience. You've experienced
not only that,
life,
but you've seen us from the beginning. Like, we're all started together.
Yeah.
To me, I still feel like I'm, you know, starting over yesterday.
I don't think so. We could talk about this all night. John or Mike, you were good, man. It
feels like that, you know?
Yeah.
It kind of like I remember when I was 17.
Yeah.
Do I feel any different?
That's a long time ago.
Do I feel any different? No.
That's
not even a little
ago?
bit.
Yeah.
But the education level is so much more.
Yeah.
You know, life experience and all that. You know, the education, the life experience, and what I've gone through has taught me so much that it's. Yeah, that was weird, wasn't it?
Was that me?
That was Travis.
That was like, I need
These
a
microphones
burp.
pick up everything.
Mike, you counted I count 46 times you farted. All right.
It was 45. Damn it.
One time was me.
And by the way, I love the interview you guys did with Jordan. I thought it was great. I think Jordan's just the salt of the earth and just an absolute character.
That was probably one of my favorite ones we've done. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
He is such a fun guy.
He was so funny. It was like very lively. Like, not saying anything negative about yours. Yours has been fantastic. We've gone a lot longer than we did with Jordan already. But for some reason, he's such a funny guy, and to roll with him too is even like it's a lot of fun.
I've never met anyone with their lungs in their asshole. That's like the first time I've ever seen that.
Wait a minute. Their lungs in their asshole.
Yeah,
don't feed into it. Don't feed into it.
No. Talk to Jordan about it. He'll tell you his lungs are in his ass. So when you put pressure,
It's not true.
No.
Listen to the podcast. It's not true.
He said it. When you put pressure on his ribs or anything, he can't breathe.
It's because he has like a bad septum or like
a
sternum. You don't start saying he's got a lungs. People are gonna be like,
I love
Jordan.
I love you, Jordan.
Jordan, so when you fart, you inhale or you exhale.
Wait, I got the crayon hop.
Which one do you want? I think we all got the same. We all got the same.
Oh, crayon hops, cranberry.
I remember your Jordan saying that he had a deviated septum, or his sternum was
That's
lower.
me making fun of him.
Yeah. John being a jerk.
I'm old enough. I can do it.
Whatever. Hey, we got a mat, so you can show us your favorite technique later. Too,
Oh shit! Number one, I don't have a favorite technique.
I can roll it out. It's right behind him.
Yeah.
Right now, it'd just be kind of like a modified lay.
What is a modified lay?
It's where you kind of like go up on your side.
There it is, right there. Yeah.
Also known as the iron pillow. Professor taught it well.
The iron pillow.
Listen,
there you go.
First of all, whenever I lay on my side, I instantly go to an iron pillow, and
too.
it is fantastic, man. Professor, if you listen to this episode, thank you.
It works every time until Greg smashed me yesterday, even when I went to iron pillow.
It works on my wife every time.
She's like, Mike, you want to...
I'm out. That's it.
Just iron pillow. You ain't touching nothing.
Iron pillow into next week.
Oh,
Good
my
night.
God. She like trying to cuddle you, like switch your hips.
Iron pillow.
Oh, my God.
So I had, I believe it was Mike talking to me about jiu-jitsu, and he's like been in like 7 or 8 months now. And he's like, man, I don't know if I'm getting any better, whatnot, whatever. And I was thinking back when I was 7 or 8 months in. And I was like, hey, man, when you go to bed at night, do you grab your pillow like you're trying to put it in a hold? And he's like, no. And I was like, oh, you ain't there yet.
You ain't there yet. Yeah.
I am literally to the point in my life now.
I remember grabbing that pillow.
Dude, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You grab your dog, and
Yes.
it's the rear naked choke.
Yeah.
When I'm at the point in my
Darce.
life now where I don't roll over anymore. I switch my hips like
Yes.
I'm rolling into someone. That was like probably the biggest turning point for me was when I started doing that in the middle of the night, and I would wake myself up because I would switch my hips so hard it would wake me up. You know what I mean? And then that was kind of like the turning point for me.
You might be obsessed when you switch your hips rather than just rolling over.
Whatever. I'm like, why's my wife tapping?
What's my wife tapping? Is that tapping? Is that
Uh-oh.
technically
Speaking
a
of wives,
tap,
here we go,
or
here we go.
Hey, it's Kate.
Hi, Katie.
What's up, Katie?
Take the dog out.
Take the dog out, which means a cat.
There was so much in that look.
There's a lot. That's what.
gotta
How long? You guys just celebrated what?
We've been married as long as Mike, probably 15, 16 years.
Oh, okay. Well, I think we should call it then.
Well, he can't even say goodbye.
Oh, we'll wait then. Wait until he comes back. I thought he was saying like he's got to go, like he was up and leaving.
No, he said
Mike went to the bathroom, guys. There's a bathroom break, but we're not going to stop
he's
talking.
like on half a bladder now. He's like 50.
You're literally like 6 feet away from the
Yeah, I
microphone.
know. I thought you were going to say 6 years away from his age.
That too. Uh-oh, who's in here?
Petunia.
Get out of here, Tuna.
In case anyone wonders, I also have a frug that is a pug and French bulldog mix, 50-50.
And what's her name?
Petunia.
Petunia. I call her Tuna so much now.
She farts a lot.
And she-
We also just got a Labradoodle. Got to be the smartest dog I've had yet.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. He's a lot softer now than when you first got him.
Well, I can, he's almost 6 months old, but I can walk him through the neighborhood in the woods with no leash. Stays
Oh,
right
here
by
he
me.
is right here. Hey, Finny.
His name is Finnegan.
Finny.
We call him Finn for short. I'd take a picture
Why don't
for
you bring
the
him to
podcast.
jiu-jitsu?
I have, but I'm worried he distracts the kids.
Because he's so cute and cuddly.
Well, I'm there from 4 to our class. Yeah, baby, better take him out. Can we get a picture for the podcast? We talked about Petunia and Finnegan, so we'd like a picture of
Get
them
out of
both.
here, Finnegan. Get out of here.
Call him. Look at the camera, Finny.
You gotta get in, Jonathan.
This will not be edited out of the podcast. If you guys are listening to this is real time.
Okay, we didn't even get into Keegan and his army of millennials.
Wait, let's talk about it. What are you talking about?
Keegan, first off, Mike, since we went that way, I think he's going to be unbelievable if he keeps up.
No
with it.
doubt.
Incredible.
No doubt.
Okay, I just wanted to go there because I'm
But
like, for one, he's
you got to
built for it.
remember the one day where he brought
I
the
wasn't there.
army of millennials.
I don't think I was there.
You don't. You
I don't think he's a millennial. I think he's
like-
too young.
look at the kid.
He's like 21.
Okay,
yeah, he's like
just
21,
just
22.
standing there, he screams millennial.
I'm a millennial,
But
and I'm
that hit-
30.
that
You know-
hit me,
hey,
you were totally.
Do you know he gave me a patch?
he gave you a patch?
Yeah, wrist locker club.
Wrist locker
Yeah,
club.
for all my wrist locks.
I would. Love
Cody
to see
always
the patch.
talks about wrist locking you. He's like, I love wrist locking John because he always tries to wrist lock me.
Oh
Well-
no, that's awesome.
I cannot.
Yeah, if you can wrist lock the wrist lock master.
Well, I can't compete with
It's like
Cody.
Darsing the Darce match.
No, who can?
Well, for one, my wrist locks slow him down because he knows I'm going
Good
for
point.
him.
Good point. Good
But
point.
it still doesn't matter.
No,
Cody
no.
is-
He's that
was-
guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's that
Yeah.
guy.
I wish I could figure out a way to deal with Cody, but as of today, I cannot.
No, neither can I. I've yet to experience that.
Yeah.
I almost caught him once, but Travis tipped my hand in that rap.
Travis
that
was
was
like,
my
he's
bad.
going there. He's going there.
I had
I
it.
said-
I had
I
the
said-
submission,
I
but
said,
Travis
John, do
ruined it
this.
for me.
And Cody countered it right when I said it. I was like, crap.
You ratted him out.
I did. And John looked at me and with the look of like his soul was getting crushed.
I
He's like,
had it. I knew what I was doing. And
John,
this
no, you
idiot
didn't.
yelled it.
No, you didn't. Don't even start. No, you didn't.
I did.
No, you didn't. You were.
I did.
That was awesome.
Why are you so mad right now? Bro?
I had it.
He is an enigma. Yeah.
Wait, Cody's been tapped like 2 or 3 times since we started this school.
it's been minimal.
yeah,
at best.
right? And he could count every single time by every person that has tapped him,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
And so I'm just waiting for that one day, Cody. If you're listening to this, I will get you. I will get you.
Me too.
We're all sneaking up on you.
Better watch it, bro.
Here I come.
I don't know why we're whispering.
You better wear deodorant.
I'm like, how do you bend steel that's heavier than you and taller than you and
Yeah.
longer than you
And stronger than
and
you.
suffocating the shit out of me? How do I get him?
I passed his guard one time, and I felt like it was like the biggest.
Oh no,
victory
that's
of
an
my life.
accomplishment. That's a huge accomplishment.
He even said afterwards, he's like, "You just passed my guard."
Yeah.
He's like, "That was so fast, I wasn't even expecting it." And in my book, I was like,
Yeah. Oh, I think we're all like that. I've heard that out of Jared.
"Yeah, Cody, I love Cody. He wants to have us actually on the podcast, his podcast, the Create Yourself podcast." Oh, quick shout out! If you guys have been listening, we're almost at 2 hours of this one recording, and so if you guys have been listening, you're a dedicated fan, and I would love for you to go over to Cody's podcast, Create Yourself podcast, and subscribe to it and listen to it. It's all about fitness and nutrition and stuff like that, and bettering yourself. But he wants to have us, John and I, on his because he's going to do a full setup like we're doing. So it's going to be pretty cool. But he's a great guy, and whenever you go against someone as high of a caliber as an athlete as someone like Cody, everything that you do successful is a victory.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
if you get just the smallest thing on him.
Yeah, we always talk about if you don't get tapped by him, it's a victory.
Oh yeah.
I won.
Oh, that's
You
huge.
lost.
Yeah, that's a huge mile marker.
Yeah, yeah.
And Greg, you're following up right behind that.
Yes.
I'm putting
Yeah,
you and Cody in the
100%.
same
Yeah.
category right now.
Yeah. Same with Professor
Do you
and
remember?
George.
Do you remember that guy named Justin?
That wasn't the 16-year-old that started with us,
No.
was it?
No.
The
We're
one
talking.
stripe?
Wait, the red beard?
He was
Man, bear, pig?
an older guy, and he had a background in wrestling. And
Red
Yeah, the
beard.
redhead.
Yeah.
With the
Oh,
red
yeah.
beard.
Yeah. He's one of the
Man bear
one of
pig
the
is what I called
ladies. One of the ladies' husbands.
Yeah, he's the first person I've ever had. He tapped because he ran out.
Are you
like
shitting
the
me?
conditioning?
I don't think so.
No, it was me and him. Red beard, nice, luxurious. His
That
wife
sounds
CrossFit.
like him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bigger guy.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, he smashed me like no other.
Yeah.
You
But
probably
just
got him
imagine
first.
now.
I probably got him second, and the conditioning was a little lower.
Dude, that guy was ridiculous.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Same time Gabe was going. Him and that guy were going at the same time.
We were doing drills on how to stake your legs, and it's like he could own me at will.
Yeah. He did
There was
wrestling.
nothing
before.
I could do. Yeah, he had a
he was
background
one
in
of the
wrestling.
ones I averted eye contact with during open match.
dude, that guy.
So speaking of that, that's a great topic, especially for you, Mike.
He threw Cody around. I remember one night where we were doing the King of the Hill drills, and he threw Cody right off of him.
That's funny.
Beautiful.
And I mean, it's like the whole gym went quiet for just like a second.
And on that note, I never avert eye contact. There's just something in my eye.
Mike, do you ever avert eye contact from someone you don't want to roll with?
Oh yeah. You should know that. You should very well know that.
No, look at me.
Oh, I'm looking right at you.
I'll be like this.
Mike,
Look at me, Mike.
Yeah, first of all, Mike comes over to me and he's like,
No,
"All right,
no.
Travis, I need you to
That's
kick my
lately. That's lately. Because I know
Dude,
I got to get
I
my
am-
ass kicked going into this
Look.
tournament. If I get my ass kicked like 24 times before I go into this
I
tournament, it's
feel
going to do me
like
good.
I am not nearly as rough as I used to be. I admit, when
No,
we
you're
first
not.
started,
No, you're
I was
not.
rough
You're not
because I
at
didn't
all.
understand.
Not at all.
I didn't understand my own strength. I
You're
didn't understand-
absolutely correct.
You know what I mean? I didn't understand what I was doing, right? But now I'm like, I enjoy just playing possum with people that are, less experienced and just seeing what they know. I let people work a lot now, and I'm sure you do too. Like, especially the newer guys, you'll just let them work. You'll just like play with them and see what they know.
I'll get
and-
my ass kicked by the new guys sometimes.
Really?
The newer guys, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like Keegan has got that.
Nah,
He's got that triangle
I wouldn't
armbar
put
thing.
Keegan in the newer guys.
Keegan's
All right,
built
I wouldn't
for
put
it.
Dude,
newer- yeah,
that
he's
he
built
is
for it.
Built
hands
for it.
down built for it.
Yeah.
If you guys are so
Long
if you
limb.
guys to
Heel hook
quickly
Phil?
describe Keegan.
man.
Keegan's probably 6 foot. He's probably about 6 foot.
He's-
maybe.
He's built for it. Long
Yeah.
limbed, skinny.
He's probably 6 feet, 160,
60
maybe
pounds.
70
Yeah.
pounds.
160 pounds, yeah.
Just skin and bones. I tell him all the time, I'm like, your forearms are like freaking razor blades.
That's what you
man.
think? I just think he's flexible as all get out.
He's really good.
And
for a one or two stripe white belt, he is immensely beyond
Yeah.
his stripes.
You know what's a good match? Him and Will.
Oh yeah.
That's a good match.
The immovable object meets unstoppable.
Who knows
force.
who's going to win on that one?
Well, first off, I just had a roll with Will like last week, and it was literally
Will's ridiculous.
It was
It's
probably,
ridiculous. I put you as the same level as Will.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
the
no
best.
way.
It was the best
The
roll.
only difference is
No.
Will is.
I don't think
younger and
I don't think I
stronger.
got.
The only
I got
difference
very
is-
little on Will, if anything.
I disagree.
The only difference is Will is younger and stronger.
I feel like Will's motor is better.
That's the
No,
only
I'm not saying
difference.
better, but like his.
He's just younger.
Fuck it, his
Well,
motor's
he's
better,
younger.
right?
Yeah. Oh,
Me
yeah.
and him just rolled a week ago, and I was like, that was the best roll I ever had with Will. Like we still made it, but
He's
in my
good.
mind I
He
was
is
thinking
good.
that is the best roll I ever had with
Yeah,
Will.
he's good. You can't slack him. I'll find myself like being a little bit of laziness on like
Yep.
some of my positions, and I pay for it.
But Mike, honestly,
and same thing with you.
I think 2 months ago, maybe 2 or 3 months ago, your game changed a little bit, and you went more intensity on rolls.
I agree.
I would say 2 or 3 months ago.
You turned it up on me. Like one roll, I was like, I went to go in half guard, kind of play with it, and then next thing I know, Mike is like smashing my half guard, and I was like, okay, I guess that's what we're going.
Good
now.
example. I tried a new move on you yesterday. I tried this move I've been working
No,
on.
wait a minute. Yesterday, after getting smashed by
No,
Greg,
but still,
times.
I tried this new move, and as soon as I tried it, Travis, as soon as I tried it, he nullified it. As soon as I exposed myself, he took advantage, and he got the arm and head. Like, he did it. Like, I tried
I
something
don't-
I've never tried before. He capitalized, and he
One
got the
thing-
submission.
One thing that I know holds me back is that I really care for you guys, and I
I appreciate that.
really,
I care for you too.
really don't want to hurt you guys.
Yeah.
And that's the way I feel about everybody else in the class.
Yeah.
You know, above
agree.
anything and everything and anything above, you know, I don't want to hurt anybody. Everybody's got to go to work Monday. You know, everybody's got to be at work Monday, supporting their family, supporting their dealers, supporting all that stuff. I don't want to slow that down at any cost.
Well, they don't think that way. Like, not everyone thinks that way. I would just say don't hurt anyone intentionally. Don't hesitate and go for it.
Well, how do you do that? You know,
Easy,
You
because
just go for it.
that's a dichotomy that I haven't mastered yet.
So I
I
think
don't
the biggest.
so, bro. Like, if they're experienced enough, they know to tap.
I was about to. That's
They
exactly
know
what I
it.
was about to say. You have to play the field, right? Like, if you know it's someone's first class,
But everybody's progressing at different rates.
exactly. But if
So
you've
what's
seen
a
someone there-
tap one day is an escape another day.
Well, you know what?
Well,
Hold
there's
on.
a- just feel it out.
I'm gonna stop there. So, you know what? Actually, I don't know if pride goes into it a little bit or not.
Oh, of course it does.
So,
Pride and ego,
I'd
that
probably
feeds
say
in there.
6
Yeah.
weeks ago, me and Will were rolling, and I wasn't expecting him to go as hard as he was, and he went for a. I don't even know if he knows he was doing it, but he was going for that belly up armbar, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I didn't tap to it, and I probably should have. I thought about it later, and I remember me and him were rolling, and I was like, he had it, and I was thinking, I'm not going to tap to this, and I fought through it, right? And I don't know if he let up a little bit or not, but when I went home that night, I thought to myself, my arm was really killing me, and I was like, you know what?
yeah.
I should have tapped to him doing that.
Yeah.
I should have done it, and the only reason I didn't is I was like, I'm not going to tap to this, but I should have. I should have tapped to it.
Sometimes there's that little thing in your head that just goes, no.
But you know what? I try to bring that to every
Yeah.
roll. When,
You don't
when
need
we
to
get
do
done with class and we're rolling, I should tap. If they're in the right position and they're doing the right strength,
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
should tap to it. Like, forget
Right.
what I could
Doesn't
power
matter
through.
who it is.
I just think, like, if they're in the right spot, the right position, they're not trying to hurt you, right? So
No, they're not.
so just when I throw a wrist lock, I could slam that wrist lock and break
Yes.
your wrist.
Yes.
And you'll tap.
Yes.
But I do it just enough till you feel it and you get out of it.
And 9 times out of 10, I get out of it.
Yep. And I do that all the time.
Right. Because it's
torque
we're
it
not
to
trying to
the-
break it.
to the position that you can
Yep.
feel it, but not enough that you can't
Yep.
pull out.
And I do that all the time, right? I know if I slam it, you're going to tap because the pain's going to be through the roof, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I should have tapped when Will did that move, but I didn't. But moving forward, I learned from that, and I'm just going to tap.
That's not a...
Yeah, it's kind of like you talk about like people progressing at different rates and you not knowing like one thing one week is a tap and the next week is an escape. It's kind of like that self-realization too. Like if they get out of it, now you know next time, oh, they know how to get out of it, so I can turn it up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that goes back to you, right? Like you kind of play cautiously when you're in class because you don't want to hurt someone. I don't think there's a single soul in our school that wants to hurt someone.
No,
you know what I mean? Like we all have that mutual respect for each other.
Yeah.
But then you gotta play the boundaries, right? Because they're playing the boundaries. They probably maybe one day they want you to get them in that armbar so they can see if they escape out of it, right? But maybe they want you to put it on a little bit faster if they can, so they can see real time.
Well, see, that's the dichotomy right there.
Right.
You know, is how fast you can put it on them without hurting them.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, and how fast can they escape without getting hurt?
Right. And so I think it's just a feel thing, right? It's like
I think it's experience.
I was about to say it's everyone's experience. I was literally about to say everyone's experience. in
I
themselves,
know
too.
Levi's armbar is vicious and will pop that elbow.
Yeah. So you
Well,
tap the
if,
second.
if
they
you
grab
watch
it.
my blue
The
belt
second,
exam,
I'm
I
already
believe
tapping.
I believe I screamed when he put me in it. Yeah.
Versus, I'm gonna ease somebody into that elbow, and I 9 times out of 10 end up fighting that armbar because I don't want to slam that back on.
What I usually do is if the second so for you in future, the second the hand leaves the body or grip or safe position, I stop and I slow down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you get in that position.
Well, see,
where,
there's a trust thing right there.
right.
Is he going to take that arm and just reef it?
Yeah.
Or is he going to take that arm and then let off at the last second?
Right.
But how we establish that trust?
But
Well,
the thing is,
I say
you
just
can't-
go for it.
I mean,
Yeah, I was
I
gonna say, you can't-
saw George pull off at the last second.
Mm-hmm.
and it was a huge relief
Well, he's got
to
all
see
that
him.
experience.
Oh, he's
you know?
got huge experience, yeah, and he's ridiculous at his experience. But and I've seen him pull off a dozen times, and he saved my elbow. I don't know how many times, but you got to trust him to do that.
Yeah.
When do you trust another white belt to do that?
Well, I'll tell you right now,
No.
I've had many a tap outs that didn't happen because I let off at the end. And they get out of
I
it.
oftentimes
But
just
when I tell
end
myself,
up in that arm
when I
fight
tell
and
myself
just
in
like,
my head, I
that's
had
okay.
that. I had that.
Yeah.
I really did. I just didn't sink it.
But at the end of the day, I go back to.
Don't do that shit in the tournament. Just saying for the record.
But at the end of the day, I go back
There's
to
another
it's
point.
about you knowing you,
Yeah.
right? If you know that you're not gonna freaking crank on something because you have this self-realization of I have this.
Yeah.
I broke the hand free. I'm going to ease out of it. So, one, I don't hurt them. And two, they don't hurt themselves because I'm putting it on quick.
Yeah.
Right? So, it goes back to you. It's how comfortable are you in that position? How comfortable are you in that submission?
Agreed.
You know what I mean? Like, if you know you had it and you just ease into it and they get out of it, is it a loss? No, because you
Not
kinda,
really.
Yeah, right.
No.
It's like there's never losing in jiu-jitsu either, right? But at the
Not
end
with
of the day,
not with your buddies. no.
exactly, right? So it kind of goes back to just like, oh, I had that. I didn't.
I
If
do
it
that
was
all
tournament,
the time, man. All the time.
If it was tournament, I would have snapped that thing too, and maybe even broke their arm.
Well, see, the tournament it brings up a whole nother thing. Okay, you're facing a guy with a common interest,
of winning,
and
Bro, you need to hold no guards on
of
that.
winning or jiu-jitsu. Which
Yeah.
one? There's two different things right there.
yeah,
Winning or jiu-jitsu. I want to see what the other guy's got. What the other perspective is of him.
yeah.
No.
And
He's
it
got
takes a quick
he's
second
got another
to see what it is.
Well, you gotta know.
Mike,
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, if you play that passive, you're going to be injured.
Oh, I don't think you can. But can I turn it up at that moment?
I'm going to tell you right now.
I think you could.
You're going to have a millisecond.
Oh,
They're gonna,
yes.
So this is the way it works,
Yes.
right? That guy calls you on the mats. You both go on the mat. They say go. He's attacking you with everything he's got. Everything.
Every ounce of soul.
There's no holdback. So I'm gonna tell you right then and there.
Yeah.
Your decision is go
But
on
then
your
again,
back. Go on your back.
He weighs generally what I weigh.
Yeah.
He knows generally what I
Someone's
know.
about to get a text message.
Unless I run into the black belt judo guy that's going to throw me across the room.
Yeah, right.
Barring that, he generally knows what I know. He generally
No,
has
he
the
does not know
experience
what
I
you know.
He does.
So-
you can't assume that.
Nope.
I can. Well,
We found out-
I
prime
think I'm
example-
at the top of my class, right?
We found it. What's a Kisikatami?
Let's see. There you go.
You've
Side
done
control.
it. It's side
I
control.
have
reverse
done it,
side
yes.
control.
Yes.
Right? Reverse side control.
Yes.
How many people have we talked to that does not know?
Never
what a
heard of it. You know
Kisikatami
why?
is?
Because that's a judo move.
Really?
Not
Exactly.
jiu-jitsu.
They have no idea what a Kisikatami is, or they've never been in reverse
Yep.
side control.
That's a judo move, not
It's a
jiu-jitsu.
judo move, right? So that's prime example. Something that someone else might not.
It's true.
Point taken.
But
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna warn you right now. No hesitation in the competition.
No.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Do not go on your back. Use everything you got in that body to.
Well,
not
you
go
know
on your
me,
back.
and I don't like to give it the high ground.
Well, don't do it.
Don't do it.
No,
Oh, no.
I don't intend to.
The biggest thing I could say, I've never been in a competition before like John has.
I think.
Oh,
you
look
should.
at that battle right there.
There it is, right there.
Two of them.
Ta-da!
But what I can say, as someone that has rolled with you many a
course.
times before,
Oh, yeah.
is just freaking own it, man. Like, know what you want to do, know what you want to accomplish, and just go for it.
Well, that's a variable right there.
I can feel when you're fired
know-
up in class.
I
can
know-
I
tell
agree.
when
I
you're
agree.
fired up.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, that
Snake
Shroom
choke?
Tech on it stuff.
Did you get it?
Oh, I did. I did.
What'd you
get
think
it.
about
Shroom
that?
Tech?
No, I love it. Because
Is your brain
it
like,
doesn't it doesn't wind you up.
Yeah.
You don't get the jitters with the coffee thing, as you do with that.
Right.
It's really smooth and it kind of brings you into focus rather than send you over the jitters.
Goddamn. So Joe Rogan, if you want to give a shout out to our podcast, we be greatly appreciated.
See, I didn't want to mention him,
NBD.
but that's my go-to guy.
Yeah,
you know.
you and me both. I got like a shelf full of
How can you not love that
pharmaceuticals up
guy?
there. Well, he's amazing. He's in his mid-50s. He's probably like got one of the hardest kicks that I've ever seen.
No, he literally has the hardest hardest strike registered at the UFC compound.
Granted, but he can't do what you two can do.
I don't know
What's
about that.
You know, he's never had a career in anything that is worth a shit than anything.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Outside of like combat
You know,
sports,
you have
like-
been in the Navy.
Yeah.
And you have been in the Navy.
Correct.
And you have served your country loyally and to your contract. And you have moved on and you have gotten a career.
I think we both did 8 years, right?
You've done your
Yeah,
thing.
I did.
you know.
No, I did about
So,
7.
you know, what I'm
Yeah.
saying is that you've held up your end of the deal.
Yeah.
You know, just like him. You know, what I see out of him is I see him holding his end up of the deal, and I see you guys holding up your end of the deal. To me, he's an equivalent, you know, and
I appreciate that,
he's
man.
just made his way in a different way.
I appreciate that. Because we definitely see him kind of as a role model.
He's
Oh,
amazing.
who doesn't?
You know, like, one, he's a very humble man.
And he's a real. Like, he
real.
talks about all the stuff we all deal with, right?
Things that, so he has one point of view, and then he also talks about the positive and negative sides of his point of view. You know what I mean? Like, nowadays, that's not a thing.
Well, you got to get into the opposite side of what you think.
I agree. I love talking to people. John
Like
and
you
I
guys,
love
not
talking to
once
people.
have brought up weed yet.
I mean, we can talk about
That's
it.
because we're federal employees.
Okay, we're going down that road.
All right. All right. Well, shit.
Let's talk about it. All right, here we go.
Let's stop for a second. Hold on.
Marijuana.
All right, Mike. Let's talk about it. Not that I've ever done
Marijuana.
it, ever. All
I've
right.
never.
So let's.
Legitimately, I've never smoked marijuana.
So wait, stop, Mike. Let's talk about smokers
Okay.
versus edibles. Not that I've ever done either.
Well, then how
but-
can you talk about him?
Well, check this out.
Look, he's
Wait,
winking
listen,
at you with
listen.
both eyes.
If you
called a
smoke, you get high, right? Totally different. If you eat it,
You don't get high?
no, you do, but it's more intense because your liver creates an enzyme.
No, there's a difference. I get where
So
you're going
if you
there.
smoke
Yeah.
or you eat, if you eat is I would put the equivalent as your 20 times more intense because when you eat it, you create that new metabolite
I have no idea what they're
and
talking
you
about.
hallucinate.
No, he's got a point.
And you hallucinate.
You know, eating versus smoking.
Yeah, I know
One
the
goes
difference.
through
I
the
know.
electric.
Never
one
done
goes
it
through your
myself.
lungs,
Never done
one
it
goes through
myself.
Through the digestive system.
Someone's very.
But I've done a lot of research on it. But I will say this, right?
I don't drink. I'm smashed.
Yeah, there you go.
But let's talk about this for a
There's
second.
a self-realization.
So for jiu-jitsu,
Oh, shit, yeah.
wait, guys, for jiu-jitsu,
Jitsu.
they talk about CBD.
CBD
That is a-
all over the place.
That is non-hallucinogenic, right?
Yeah.
It is a non-THC, and it's supposed to help with your joints. Now, for someone that's 42, Mike is in his 50s,
Yes.
I feel every joint in my body. So if there is some chemical out there or a natural byproduct that will help with my joints, I'm all in.
Okay, I'm on the joint warfare and the krill oil.
Krill.
Because
Yeah, I do that.
It seems to affect it almost damn near immediately.
Oh, that's amazing.
And the relief is immediate. I mean, within days, it's immediate.
You'll have to send me that. So for those
And
that
I
don't
don't.
know,
You've seen me. I don't tape my fingers.
well, I'm a federal employee. So if I do anything that is THC, CBD, I could be fired.
sure.
So
yeah.
it's definitely
federal.
a no on
Yeah.
our
It's federal.
zone.
So I don't do any of that. But with that being said, my joints are on fire. So if they got something that would help alleviate that, I would be interested.
That was immediate. That was hardcore, and
Hmm.
it was it's good. You know, I mean, you guys seen me. I don't tape my joints.
Yeah.
There's nothing on there.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah.
You know, I've had problems before, but the second I get on that and it's steady, it goes away immediately.
So I don't have so personally, I've never smoked weed or done edibles or
Christ.
anything
Okay,
like that.
let's go down that road.
You know, and the only reason we haven't really talked about it is because we don't. It's kind of one of those touchy subjects. You know
So-
what I mean? Like, but,
Excuse me.
Goddamn coronavirus.
okay, I'm about
So-
to die. I'm about to die.
We're out!
So, how often do you drink?
Not too
Maybe 2
often.
or 3 times a week.
Pretty
Maybe
much
2
the
or 3 times a week.
podcast.
Yeah.
All right. So just a couple times a week.
Yeah, just
Okay.
maybe.
So weed, I may do it every 2 weeks.
I'm not so if honestly,
What we're saying is we're hamstrung.
Yeah.
Because you have the government behind you.
I'm not saying that I'm against it.
Okay, I've passed
I'm not-
3 drug tests.
You're holding up 4 fingers.
3. I could, yeah. At this point, that could happen. Yeah, that's entirely possible.
3 drug tests.
Wait, oh my.
3 drug tests and 4
Not
finger
naming
tests.
any days, but were you at our class the other day when someone was high as
Someone
a
would
kite?
smell like straight, like they had.
Oh no, I was there.
marijuana,
Yeah, I was
know.
there.
I'm not sure who it was. I have a good guess.
I have a good guess. Yes,
I was
But
like, holy
I ain't
shit,
gonna
they
name
smell
him.
like a
he was
park
new.
farm.
I give it to him. He was new.
So you say he and I say she.
I would say
So
they.
we don't agree.
I would say they.
So they, I don't know. But
Someone smelled like a fucking pound of marijuana.
I gotta say, it was awesome.
It was.
So I know a couple people that roll with us that do edibles before we roll.
Sure.
And I don't know how they do it.
So when I was in Guam,
It affects
like,
everybody
no way.
differently. It affects everybody differently.
When I was in Guam, some of the CrossFit coaches that I grew up around, they were islanders, and they would talk about, they were like, yeah, we smoke weed before we come to class.
On occasion,
And I'm like, wait,
But
what?
you gotta-
They're like,
you
yeah,
gotta-
if I coach, to calm me down, I'll smoke a joint or whatever, and then come to class. I'm like,
what the hell? You gotta do it for the right reasons.
yeah.
I agree.
Okay.
Pain relief is a great reason.
Pain relief
Stress.
is a great reason. Stress, anxiety. Now I deal with anxiety a lot.
Do you? You
Yeah,
seem
oh, yeah.
really even keel for that.
That's because I'm a good actor.
That's interesting.
Nothing more than a good actor. That's it. Weed, about once every 2 weeks, we'll take that away.
Edible or smokable?
And it's generally for the kids. Because
Edible.
when I get home, I still got work going on.
But
I'm
are you
still,
eating
Wait, you
or
give your
smoking?
kids weed?
I'm still pissed.
Wait, but is
At
it
the son
is it
didn't
edible?
get the goddamn thing hooked up like you're supposed to.
Edible
You know
or-
that story.
Edible or smokable?
I go smokable because I don't trust edibles.
No, you should go edible.
Why don't you trust edibles?
I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying that's not right. Edibles might be the thing, but the fact is that I don't trust people. I mean, when you get the weed, you can see the flower, you can see what's in it, and they got a list of what they added to it, and you can see everything. on
Okay,
there,
so think about it differently. What if you took that flour and
flour.
you decided to make a brownie
a brownie.
with that flour?
Okay,
So you're
but
gonna-
that's the difference right there. You're making the flour into a brownie.
You're just baking it.
Yes, you're just
You're
baking.
just breaking it down.
Yeah, when you do it, that's different than when somebody else is doing it in a factory somewhere else,
True.
years
True.
away.
True.
You don't know what they're doing with it. What they're adding to it to make it preserve the distance into.
To be clear, just clear right now for a second.
that's gonna
I
be
have
hard.
no
That's a bold
problems
statement.
with anyone that smokes
Oh,
weed
no.
or ingests weed for this simple reason. The shit you're getting from the pharmaceutical company is way worse than anything you're going to do that's organic.
Well, that's the problem, isn't it? Right there, it's the things you don't know about. Like cigarettes. Nicotine itself is a stimulant.
Yes.
Okay, everything else is shit, but the nicotine itself is a useful product. But everything else, all the formaldehyde, all that crap that you get into your lungs beyond that, is going to kill you. But just the nicotine, on occasion, is not gonna hurt you at all.
Always cracks me up. Pilots, for instance, right, that fly long missions, they're technically, legally doing speed.
Are they really?
Yes. They take a pill that keeps them up for 24 hours.
Why wouldn't you?
They wear a diaper that they poop and pee in.
Really?
Yes.
Should be uncomfortable.
So if you go on a flight mission, right? Say you're in the Persian Gulf and you need to go bomb some shit, you're going to be in the air for 8 to 10 hours, right? And it's probably going to be at midnight when most people are sleeping. How do you think they stay up? Where do you think they go to the bathroom? Because there's not one on a bomber or whatever F-14 Tomcat they're flying. They have to go in their suit and they have to take pharmaceuticals.
Sure. I can't imagine that. I've had a couple of outages that went some distance, and to stay focused on the far side of it.
These chips are delicious.
I got it from you chomping down on them like a cow in the field while we're talking.
They are actually pretty good, but it's hard for me to understand what they're facing on the far side of that, especially when it comes to stress and the bombing missions and all that stuff. That's awesome. It reminds me of the Cookie Monster on Sesame Street.
You know what, Mike? What I'm saying, what's interesting to me is grown adults. I think the government could probably relax and let people do what they deem necessary.
Well, you got to trust your employees.
Yeah.
You know, I trust my guys. My guys are top notch. You know, my guys make $80 an hour, and they are top notch.
Do you feel
I
like
know
he's
they are.
pitching us every time he says that?
Look, I'm a welder. Okay, I get it.
I'm not an
You want me to
electrician,
be an
but fuck, I'll
electrician.
learn.
$70 an hour. Do you remember that? Have you ever seen $70 an hour?
I have not.
Holy shit!
It sounds
Not even
amazing.
overtime.
Oh wow! I mean, that's straight pay. You should see what they make on overtime.
Oh, don't even tell me that. It's horrible.
There's a reason why I don't like pushing things on overtime.
It's a big loss as a business owner.
We just went union this year.
Which is surprising to me.
Not to me.
Really?
No, not at all. No, because you want to have a group of people you can pull from versus just a couple guys. Even though our guys are solid and they're hardcore, you want to have that backing. If you're gonna throw $1 million job on the table and say, yeah, we can get this done, you know, and we're looking at $6 to $8 million a year now.
Oh my god!
But if like you're
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine writing a $50,000 check a week?
So my
A week.
I gotta ask.
A week. I'm gonna say it again.
week.
$50,000 a week. A week.
But you don't know those
Check.
people, right?
Do you know what you know? I went in to stick a check from a company that said $1 million on it.
Get out of here.
Do you know what they looked at me like?
You're crazy.
Oh, they you got to be.
And you were
fucking
like,
kidding. I was like, this is legit.
and I'll jerk you out.
I was like, this is legit. Take your shot. I got you.
$1 million? I've never seen.
I
that
had
many
$1 million
zeros.
check in my hand,
Travis, we're in the wrong
and I
business,
took it
bro.
took it into the bank, and I put it in to our account, and that lady looked at me like I was freaking insane.
So what vet programs do you have for veterans getting out the military?
I'm about to say, if I'm a welder, I know a little bit
Yeah,
about
right?
ohms
What's
and
going on?
amps and volts and.
I think all our apprentices come out of the military right now.
Oh,
I think there's only one that is not.
Where's the retirement you guys got?
Mm-hmm.
I think JR is not. I think Glenn, which just got his blue belt in jiu-jitsu.
where at?
Glenn in Gracie,
Did you ask him to come down and try out the gym?
Baja.
Over in Tacoma.
I'm drunk as shit. So.
No, you're
Me
not.
too. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Gracie
I think we
Baja.
might
You
need to
guys are
call
doing
this.
good. You guys are doing
I think
good.
we need to call this soon. 'cause
No, you guys.
Gracie
doing great.
Baja.
bro.
He just got his blue belt. The guy
Lightweights.
last weekend I had a great time with him because every time he's an apprentice, so every time that somebody yell at him, "Hey, get me this, get me that," I just look at him and go, "He doesn't understand." Don't kill him. He just doesn't understand.
I cannot wait till Mike and those guys get their fucking blue belt.
Me too. Because the night you guys are in testing.
I mean, for several reasons. For one, I think you guys have well been there. The same time
Agree.
me and Travis
Agree.
been
No.
there.
Wait.
You know what? You want to know why
I
I didn't
agree.
think you didn't get it the same time me and Travis didn't get it? You weren't in class that week.
No, I thought it had more to do with the tournament.
Nope.
I didn't
think
compete. I
that
didn't
you
compete.
tossed your
Not true.
balls up on the table and went for, and you're just an intense guy that has
I don't
got
think
an
so.
accelerated,
Mike,
you were
accelerated level.
No, I don't think so. You were out sick for like a week and a half, and it happened to be during that time.
Yeah.
I
I
think
came
that's what
back.
happened.
I wouldn't have got my blue belt the same time John got his blue belt if I didn't come back from San
Yep,
Diego.
That's true.
Because I came in class, the professor's like, "Oh, you're back? Okay, well, we're going to test you for your blue belt
Yep.
then."
And I think
Literally,
you weren't
that
there.
is exactly what he
Well, see,
said.
that's what I think. I think you were there.
No, you weren't there. You were sick or some shit. The 2 days they did it, and I was.
If
thinking,
you were there,
"Damn."
you would have got your blue belt. I
Yep,
believe
I
it.
think so.
But it's okay because no matter what,
Well, the
it's not
fact is
stopping you. It's
that-
not stopping you.
The fact is tomorrow's not going to change what today is.
That's true.
It's true. It's
But
true.
what I want to say is when I roll with you, I feel like we the same place. The same place.
A low grade blue belt is just like a high grade white belt.
Well, that's where we're at.
We're right
Listen,
there.
it doesn't matter what color your belt is. You can
No.
tap anyone.
Oh, that happens on how many occasions? You know.
Exactly. It's
Not
like-
for me, but from everyone else, from what I hear.
All right, I think we're gonna call it. All three of us are pretty intoxicated.
Oh, you guys are
right
tapping
now.
brown belts and black belts?
We have gone into the gray area.
We are.
How many of you know did? I want to know.
We are way. Yeah, if you want to add us on, if you're a white belt, and how many times you tap someone higher than you, by all means.
I wouldn't post that.
Do not post it on your Instagram. But hey, if you guys want, speaking of Instagram, if you want to follow us on Instagram, it's at elbows.
Oh my God!
What is
This
that?
guy is hammered. He had one too many Zimas.
Elbows Tight Pod at Instagram. Elbows Tight Pod
God.
on Facebook. Follow us, like us. Please subscribe to your favorites podcasting platform if possible. Mike,
we can't think.
is there any way someone can get a hold of you if they need to?
They know how. You know?
Exactly. All right.
SafariElectric.com.
John,
That's not wrong.
thank you for setting this all up. Mike, thank you for getting us. This is way more intoxicated than I was on Billy's podcast. I'm not even going to lie to you. I am way drunker than I am.
I'm
on
good.
the pod.
This is
You're
gone
good.
off
You're
the
literally
deep end.
like crying right
No,
now.
I'm not.
So, hey, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. And we'll see you next time. Remember, no oil checks here.
You say that every time.